I put the shades on just to take them off. Hello, people. Welcome back to the Botcast Live. Yay. What's that on my face? What the hell is that? Oh, some lint. Okay. Welcome back. Welcome to the latest episode of the Botcast Live, the live show from your good friend, Chad Marco, the big Aniki. We got some lovely people in here tonight. We got Blackcels in here running his damn mouth. I see about 20 chats from him already. Calm down, nigga. Calm your ass down. We got Jacoby Corpening here. Zan Cartoons. Got a couple of OGs in here. It's good to see you guys. So we're going to have a great show tonight. So this episode of the Botcast Live is called Blackcels in the Winter Storm. So if you guys don't know, our friend Blackcel here has a YouTube channel. You know, make sure you guys check him out, like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And he's been asking me to check out his channel for a while. And you guys know when you tell me to do things, I'm probably not going to do it. But I said, you know what? Let me actually go check this guy out. You know, I need to actually start listening to you guys, especially those of you who are actually like other creators and things like that, because that's something I can really appreciate as a creator myself. And maybe we can even do a collaboration. So if any of you guys have a YouTube channel or make music or anything like that, you know, let me know. And, you know, I'll try to shine the spotlight on you. But, you know, Blackcel here, he has a YouTube channel, and I think you're black, right? He's black. He's a virgin, so we have a couple things in common. And, you know, he's been dropping videos talking about his experiences and his perspectives. And so I said, you know what, we are going to put the spotlight on him tonight, and we're going to watch and critique some of his videos. I hope it's not too embarrassing for him, you know. So that's but also we got a couple other topics we're covering. You know, we have the winter storm going on right now. You know, in fact, when it at first I didn't notice anything. I kept looking outside and I was like, there ain't shit going on. It's cold outside. It's very cold. But it got to a point where I was like, I don't think shit is going to actually happen. I think that, you know, this is probably just a bunch of exaggerate. Like, okay, maybe it'll be bad in another area. But I'm like, I don't see shit out here. And then I woke up because my mom came home and she was like, oh my God. She was like, I could tell she was just so glad that she made it back home. And I was like, what? So I looked outside and just ice everywhere, man. I mean, straight bust your ass, slip and slide ice. That kind of ice where if you're not careful with every step, you're gonna fall, slip, and bust your whole ass, bro. I mean, just ice. Like the whole street, just ice, like a skating rink or something, man. The ground, like even like the grassy dirt areas covered in like a mix of like snowy ice just everywhere. I mean, in my car, I had to put de-icer on the windows and scrape all that shit off because I had to do laundry today. And yeah, man, we got hit too. But it doesn't seem to be that bad. But the thing about it is that a lot of the stores around here are either closed or they closed early. So I'm glad that at the very least, you know, I had my snacks and we didn't have any sort of like electricity outage or power outage or anything like that. So, you know, that was good. I'm wondering if I have to go to work though, tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'll probably just have to call up. We probably will. Maybe it'll be like the ice in the streets will be, better tomorrow. But yeah, we got hit. We got hit up hard, but at the very least, you know, no power outages or anything like that. So, and I'll be looking at some articles pertaining to that, since I think there's some people who died. Like I've seen like there were at least 3 different people who have died so far as a result of the winter storm. And then we also are going to check out some articles pertaining to the shooting in Minneapolis, with the conflicts between ICE and the protesters escalating. You had someone that was killed. I think a young lady was killed a few weeks ago, and then now we have a guy that was killed, a man that was killed. And I've kind of been watching these stories out of the corner of my eye, but I haven't been really looking in depth or looking into them in depth. And so I'm going to take some time to kind of check those out just to really see what's happening. I know there's a lot of debate as far as whether the shooting was justified or this or that. And, I'll give you my own tinfoil hat conspiracy theory on what I think this is all about. Yeah, what's going on, guys? What's up? How you guys feeling? How we doing tonight? This one is about me. Yeah. Oh man. Nah, but I'm sure you have a cool perspective. And one thing that I told you guys before that I want to do like a special like collaboration event with other adult virgins. And I'm gonna call it the Wizards Roundtable or something like that. But the plan is to gather other adult virgins from the internet and kind of have like a video chat style discussion. You know how content creators do? They get on panels together and whatnot and jerk each other off. I was thinking about doing something like that, and this isn't quite that, but Blackcels is one of us in terms of being like an adult male virgin at an advanced age. I think he's even older than me. And so I've pretty much told all my stories. You guys know my backstory, my history in regards to why I chose to embrace the life of a virgin, why I embrace being single, and the ups and downs and the journey and missed opportunities with girls. Like, I don't have many more stories to tell. So I'm like, I gotta start taking stories from other niggas. I gotta start talking to other guys and sharing our experiences together and getting some getting stories from other men that have walked a similar path as myself. But that's something that I plan on doing in the future. This is kind of like a taste of that, since Blackcels is someone here that, again, adult male virgin at an advanced age, and he has his own story, and so we'll be checking him out. Blackcels, what videos in particular would you recommend? I got your Michael Jackson. I was thinking of Michael Jackson before I got up here. I got your YouTube channel up, and I can see your videos. Are there any ones in particular that... Now, I know you want me to watch the one that says my issues with women, but it's pretty long, so I'm gonna have to skip through that. But what about one of what are some of the shorter ones that you would recommend for the podcast? Take your time. We're here all night. Super chat Marco, bring back the Zen. I forgot about the Zen Buddha quotes. Zen Buddha quotes. That's damn, you're right. Shit. I still got that book up there. Dude, I forgot about the whole original format of the show. The show has evolved or devolved over the years. But yeah, I still got the book right up there too. I forgot all about that shit. I made one short and it's gotten 77 views. What did my last short get? Hold on, let me check myself out. I think it was the AI video. I'll check it out later. Yeah. Lord of the Whores, welcome to the stream. I'd be keen to co-op something. Are you a virgin? Are you an adult virgin, Lord of the Whores? I thought you were one of the guys that was like seeing prostitutes or something. What's up, Chad Marco? You ready for Valentine's Day? What's up, Marquise Burton? 23. Yeah. Why wouldn't I be? Let me see my plans for Valentine's Day. Let me check. Got my calendar back there. Nothing. Not a damn thing. It's funny. I had put out the poll asking you guys if you thought I would make it to 34, like going from 33 to 34 as a virgin. and we're halfway there, and with no pussy in sight. So, oh man, so I don't think by Valentine's Day there's gonna be much of a change. I think it's gonna be much of the same. But I do have a funny story actually to tell. And I might make a whole video talking about this topic. I've talked about this before, but in the last video where I talked about it, like I think I made a video about why guys don't code approach. And one thing that I said was that girls don't like being approached most of the time. I kind of had an experience like that recently, but it wasn't me trying to ask a girl out. It was something, it was different, right? But it confirmed what I always say. So I was in the grocery store, right? And out the corner of my eye, I saw this girl that I went to school with. And we weren't like friends, like good friends or anything like that. But we had like maybe one or two classes together. And I remember we had pottery class together. And we sat at the same table. And I remember it vividly. It was me, her, it was another girl, and this dude named Reggie. I can still see it in my mind. And again, we weren't like friends. It was like we were at the same table, so we would talk and shit like that. So I saw her out the corner of my eye, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's her. Let me say hey to her." And so I said, "Hey." And now look, she said hey back, right? But she didn't even look my way as she said it. And you know, one thing that I've seen as like what girls would say, one of the issues with guys trying to talk to them or trying to hit on them is like, oh, guys can't read the room. Like they can't tell when a girl just doesn't want to talk. I could tell she did not want to talk to me. And you know, I'm not I'm not offended by it, right? But because I can see that from her perspective, she probably thought I was some guy trying to hit on her. But and I don't think she recognized me, like because she didn't even look at me. So I'm like, I don't think she recognized me, and two, I think that she thought that I was trying to hit on her. When really I remember her from school, so I was like, it was like oh shit, because you know I'm in my early 30s now. So I don't see people that I know from school very often. Like most of the people I went to school with, we've scattered, or well, I'm still here, but they've scattered to other places in North Carolina. In fact, I just saw somebody that I went to school with. I saw him in Walmart. I see him every now and then. But I was like, yo, what's up, man? He was like, yeah, like, right? You seeing somebody you went to school with, you acknowledge them, say what's up. That's all I was trying to do. And yeah, like she act like she didn't recognize me. And two, again, she said, hey, but it was in that way of like, like, please go away. right. Like in the nicest way possible. And I'm so good at picking up on that type of energy. I immediately got it. And I was like, oh, well, nice to see you. And she said, nice to see you back. And I went on my way. Now, again, because I'm not offended by it. Because one, again, I won't try to hit on her. And two, I understand how girls' perspective is, right? If they feel like a guy's trying to talk to them and they ain't going for it, then they're going to give you that kind of like dismissive attitude. And I'm assuming that's probably what she thought. But the point of the story, though, and what pisses me off is not her. It's when I talk about shit, like when I talk about certain things, like my pessimism and negativity to like when I talk about code approaching and talking to girls, people act like I'm crazy. people act like I don't know what I'm talking about. They act like I'm being overly negative. And a situation like that only confirms what I always say. And I got to make a whole video about this. Girls don't really like guys talking to them. You know, dude, my whole life, I pretty much never talked to girls like that. That was like a 1 in a million situation because I knew her from school, and we sat at the same table and all that shit. So I was just trying to be nice. But the one time I do some shit like that, I end up in the exact situation that I always talk about. Like straight, like just boy bye. Now, one thing I will say though, and why I don't hold it against her, is because she was actually one of the more attractive girls in school. She wasn't like a dime piece, but we didn't have a lot of dimes anyway. But I would say like she was one of those girls that was like highly, maybe not, but she was coveted. She was in that group. She was definitely in that upper tier of girls. So I would imagine that she's been hit on a lot. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm in my early 30s, so we were around the same age. When I saw her, I was surprised because for a woman in her early 30s, and I know by now she's had a kid or two, because I remember that she was one of the first girls that got pregnant right out of high school. She didn't look bad. She looked about the same, just a bit heavier. She looked you can just tell she aged a bit and probably gained about 10 pounds or something like that. But she still looked good. And I could imagine that over the years that she's been relentlessly hit on and guys trying to talk. And I think that's why she had kind of dismissed me the way that she did. That's why I didn't take it personally. But it was just funny to me because I was like, dude, like this is exactly what I always say. Girls don't actually like being hit on 95% of the time, bro. And not that I was hitting on her, but that she thought I was. And I think that's why she gave me that kind of energy. But I'm gonna do a whole video on that topic, bro. It has to be said. With all this shit, people be talking about like why guys don't approach girls, why aren't men approaching? Because they don't want to be fucking approached. They don't want niggas talking to them. That's the shit that we gotta talk about this. Because I'm telling you, like that's a part of the conversation like people don't even go into. And look, I'm not saying that girls don't ever want guys talking to them. I'm saying I would say 90% of the attention that girls get from guys is either just an ego boost or it's unwanted. They don't really want that shit, bro. But girls can't say I don't want guys talking to me. I don't want guys to make the first move because they don't want to make the first move. It's like girls are kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. They don't like most male attention in reality, but they don't want to have to make the first move either. So they're stuck having to agree with this whole it's a man's job to approach them and all that. They're stuck because they don't want to do it. We don't want to do it. But the more I analyze it, the more I realize, dude, girls don't even like most attention that they get from guys, bro. In fact, I'll tell you another story confirming what I just said, right? So when I was at GalaxyCon, that was like they had this special like talk panel thing where they had like cosplayers. The whole thing was like cosplay horror stories, right? And so the people up front told their stories and they allowed people in the crowd to share their stories. There was a black man in the crowd who came up to tell his story. And he was talking about a situation where he dressed as the Joker in the nurse outfit. You know, Heath Ledger Joker in the Batman movie. He dressed as a nurse at one point. The black man was dressed as that Joker. And he said that a gay man tried to hit on him when he was dressed like that. And like it was just like a whole situation like, nah, man, like right. But the girl up there, it was like a pretty Asian girl. She said, now you know how we feel. Now, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? For her to say that, that means that when guys hit on them, they don't like that shit. That's why I'm so passionate about this conversation, because people hold it against men so much. Why you don't talk to girls? Why you don't? They don't want niggas talking to them. 95% of the time. If you're not the right guy at the right time in the right way, they really don't want that shit. They'll be nice about it. Don't get me wrong. They'll be nice and whatnot. But if you really think about it, they would rather be left alone most of the time. Because they can navigate around male attention for the most part. But I think if before girls leave their fucking house, if they could hit a button that said no nigga will talk to you today, I promise you, most women would hit that button like at least 345 days out of the fucking year, man. It'll be 20 days out the year where they'll be like, all right, yeah. It'll be the days they go to the club or something like that, or when they single, like the whole 16 hours they're single, they'll do some shit like that. Okay, I had to go on that little rant. I got that off my chest. I've been waiting for that one. What's going on, guys? Look at why I'll be a 37-year-old virgin. Why I'll die a virgin. Okay, so damn. Oh man, I feel like you copying my swag. Damn. Let me see. Why? Women are not. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Oh, I got it. Oh, okay. That was not bad. You got 103 views. Being a virgin is meta tier. That's true. I paid her rent. She got kicked out when she chose to. Oh God, man. I might binge watch some of this. My issues with women is good but long. One shot the shot is 13 minutes long. What's one shot the shot? What is that? Like what's the context of that story? Morbid Trinity, welcome to the stream. And Uranium Santos. It sucks that we have narrow options to get with women such as life. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I've accepted these truths long ago. Right. To me, that's just the funniest aspect of that conversation of why guys don't talk to girls. And I've seen certain people mention this, that not talking to girls is actually connected to having a high level of empathy. Because when you have a high level of empathy, you know that girls kind of get swamped with male attention and don't want to be bothered most of the time. Most like a lot of guys that relentlessly or hit on girls a lot don't care about shit like that. They don't think about or care about that. And that's part of the reason why girls end up developing sort of a disdain for that type of male attention, because it's the worst type of guys that are the most likely to hit on a lot of girls, because they don't think about that. But at the same time, it's like, if you're a high inhibition, high empathy guy, then you're at a disadvantage, because you're not going to take like that 5 to 10% chance of talking to a girl that, might actually like you, because you feel like, she wouldn't go for that, or she wouldn't want to. In fact, I got one more story. This is kind of funny. I was in the gym and I was doing the bench press, right? And there was a light-skinned girl to the right, and she was on the treadmill. And I had seen her before earlier that day when I was in there. I didn't look directly because I'm out of sight, out of mind. I'm practicing what I preach. But I could tell out the corner of my eye, like, damn. Right? Just my type, straight out of Honey Select. If I had somebody to bet, I would predict that she the shit making millions. They whisper, you don't mean to play. And her about you sexy. Right? She was that. But when I'm on the bench press, right? Again, she's to the right of me on the treadmill. Now, of course, as a man, your mind wanders to the girls around you. You can't help but notice it. So, what I do to try to keep myself focused, I always just tell myself that girl doesn't like you. She has a boyfriend. Like, I use weaponized pessimism to beat that part of my brain down, right? That girl don't like you. Don't even think about it. She got to whatever I got to say. That's what helps keep me focused. Is I basically delete any hope like Thanos. And but the funny thing was I mean, and it could have been a coincidence. It could have been a straight up coincidence, right? I would bet today that it's coincidence, but it kind of shows why I can't get laid. The second I got up from the bench press and I walked, like I'm going over to get the paper towel and the spray, because after you work out, you're encouraged to wipe your own area down. You don't want to be a dirty ass nigga in there leaving sweat on everything. So I get off the bench press and I'm walking over to grab it. I swear, bro, the second I got up off the bench press, she got off the treadmill and was following right behind me. And I noticed it, because I might seem aloof, but that's an act. I noticed it. But right as I grab like the paper towel and shit, like I do like a spin move to where it's like, okay, I'm like, this is me, this is her. I grab it and I do a spin move so that I don't even see her as I'm going back to the bench press. But the thing is like, I look back at that situation and I'm like, bro, this is why I would never get laid. Because now again, maybe it was a coincidence, maybe it wasn't. But as a guy, getting laid is based on those little moments, right? Where it could have been, maybe it wasn't, but you take that chance, right? That's where getting laid happens. Maybe it was a coincidence, maybe it wasn't. But in order to stay focused, I programmed and trained my mind that this bitch don't like me. Because I had no reason to think that she did. Then I get up and she followed right behind me. But my mind is already in, you ain't getting no pussy mode. So what do? I just say, fuck it. And spin move out the way. Oh, man. This is why I'm a divergent. Wild divergent. Oh, man. Okay. Those are the stories I got. I got friends though, and I'm just taking it as I would a breakup. Was it that bad, Morbid Trinity? How long did you wait to ask her out? You ain't ever had to just try any girl, even if it ain't your tight phase, super Chad? Yes, in third grade. I told this story before. If you listen to the song for Forever Alone, oh man, hold up. I could pull it up right now, actually. Let me see. Forever Alone. Hold up. I told the story in the beginning of the song. Okay, let me see. FA. I did like a couple like cute things. I heard shit in a while. I'm sure I did like a couple like cute things here and there, but the one thing I remember specifically was that I bought her a cookie when we were in the lunchroom, and I left it beside her as I walked past like where the girls were and went to where the guys were, and I remember the girls be like, "Oh, that's so sweet," but none of that worked. She did not give a fuck. Even the fucking troll in the classroom wanted nothing to do with my ass. So. No one to kiss, no one to miss. Damn it, my feeling forever alone. No one to call, no one at all. No wonder I never pick up the phone. Smoke with the pros, look at the hoes. We making money together alone. No one to kiss, no one to miss. Fuck it, I'm rapping forever alone. Another V-Day single, sadly. Ain't had pussy since pussy had me. Might be the hype, might be the ad-knee. Flirt with some men, might put me at ease. Mary J. come when I feel lonely. I was muted the whole time. Okay. Let me back up. Let me back up, actually. But what I was saying was, yes. The like I said in that song, when I was in third grade, there was a girl that I really didn't like. I wasn't attracted to her. But I felt like the other girls that I liked were out of my league. So I went ahead and said, let me focus on this ugly girl. So we went in the lunchroom and I bought her a cookie. And like as I was walking past her table, I left the cookie by her tray. And the girls, they loved it. They were like, oh my God. They couldn't believe it. Like, whoa, that was so like romantic for a third grader. But she won't go on for that shit. She ain't, she won't go on for it. But like you said, was there a time where I just said, try any girl? Yeah, like that. Third grade. But the reason why like I'm kind of disappointed in myself because of that, because now if I were to say fuck it and just try to start dating and asking out girls, I'm not aiming low, bro. Like I'm going for what I really want. I'm going for someone that I'm actually attracted to. And so yeah, you could say that it happened, but it was in third grade. But it's interesting to think about because even at that age, I understood like leagues and I figured I have a better chance if I aim low. Now I look back and I'm like, dude, like Lord. Like if you're gonna do it. That's how I feel now. Like if you're gonna do it, go for what you want. It's like if you're gonna like play in the NBA, go for the championship. So I wouldn't do that now. But in third grade, yeah, I did think that. Yeah, I was my bad. Dude, I would have been sitting here muted the whole time, bro. I would have been sitting here muted the whole time. I did the shotgun approach on the apps and in real life in my 20s, got one actual date from probably 200 something tries. Damn. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. You momming up in here. Yeah, my bad. But no, I would not do that again. But um I did tell you guys that I had met at the gym, the one that we were talking a lot. She wasn't my type. She was not my type, but it was such a mental match. It was like, damn. Like I had never experienced that before. That was a mental match to like about a 90%. Like we were like a 90% mental match. And it was kind of like a learning experience for me. I was like, well, people tell you that you can like somebody for reasons outside of their physical appearance. And that was like the first time I had ever really experienced that. Because when I first met her, I didn't like her at all. I was not attracted to her one bit, bro. She wasn't fat or anything like that, but she was just like, just dopey looking, just a dopey looking nerdy black girl. She just had no attractive features whatsoever. Like at least with Iris was like kind of cute. She was mid but kind of cute. This girl kind of like a gremlin. So, but still, if I were to try, I would at least Blackcels and I've been chatting it. You and your VC, we got horror stories. I got oh man, all my stories are pretty tame though. The too long didn't read. He's a straight laced brother, but I'm a hood cell, and we both womanless. If not going through crazy trauma, woman hood cell womanless. All right, so we shared some stories there. We caught up. Let's get to the actual Uh, let's get to the actual podcast here. Um, I'll be honest. Now I want to talk about like some of the winter storm shit. I want to go straight to Blackcels. I want to go straight to Blackcels. We're going right to the main topic. We might skip around a little bit, but we're going right to the main topic since I've been running my mouth for like 40 minutes straight. Let me see. What's going on here? Tell up. Hey, so this is Blackcels channel. All right. So let's start off with why I'll die a virgin. All right. This is a 4-minute video about the length of a song. So I think we can.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey!
Sorry that I have been gone the past week. I've been doing some personal stuff, but I'm going to give you a very quick video talking about why I'll probably end up dying a virgin, which is okay. But one of the main reasons is that I'm not dealing with single mothers. And, have I been around single mothers? Yes. Have I worked with single mothers? Yes. But have I truly been in a relationship with single mothers? No. And you got to do it with baby dad, you got to do it with the kids. And I'm not playing stepdad. That's the other reason I'm not playing stepdad. I do not want to raise another man's kids. I think it's very almost hypocritical, almost kind of like I'll raise another man but kids, but not my own. It's kind of weird. So that's why I just don't want to deal with that because I'm not their dad. I can't discipline them. I can't raise them. I can't teach them the way how they need to be taught. None of that. So yeah, that's another reason. Another reason why I'm gonna die a virgin is because I'm not gonna get me a sex worker or escort or whatever, lady of the night.
Where are you? You in the car? Are you in the car, Blackcels? You sound like you said, "Fuck it, I'll make this video real quick."
That comes with legal implications. Where I live at, that is illegal, so I don't want to get no charges locked up and stuff, no pimp charges.
Pimp charges.
But no, seriously, it's because of the diseases. I don't know these people, and a condom is just there's nothing.
All right, so I'm gonna give you my first critique, Blackcels. Now I know this is a 4-minute video. This is a 4-minute video. But this is an important video, right? This is important. You're telling people the logic of why you would likely die a virgin. This is important. This should not be a 4-minute video. This is a 15-minute video bare minimum. Right? I make at least one of these videos a year. It's at least 25 minutes. So a video like this, you want to make this a bit longer. Right now, this is me as a professional black virgin YouTuber. You want to make a video like this a bit longer, because you're making solid points, but you got to slow it down. You're rushing through your points, right? So we start off with no single mothers, right? Which is a great place. It's a great place to start, and it's a very good point, because at our age, we're in our 30s, and of course, people will say, and there's some truth to it, some validity to it, that, a guy in his 30s can still potentially date women in their 20s and whatnot. So in fact, the girl from the gym, which again, I truly felt like, if she was single, she would have been my first girlfriend. She was like 20 something. She was like 22, 23, and, even she told me, like, the whole age gap thing is mostly just about how you look. If you look young enough, girls don't really care a lot of times. Right? But still, I think overall that's pretty rare. Like, for a guy who doesn't really have, like, something really good going on in his life, it's going to be kind of difficult to get with girls much younger than him. So typically, guys around our age, early 30s, mid 30s, we'll end up with a girl late 20s, early 30s, something like that. But problem is, once girls get to the age range, they usually have kids. There are going to be too many girls who make it past 25 who don't have kids. And that's probably going to be the age, like, again, 25, 35 is going to be the age range that you're most likely going to be dating in if you're our age. And so if you disregard single mothers, that is going to Man, that's gonna make your dating life a lot more difficult. This shit kind of pisses me off. This story right here, I'm about to tell us a quick story because I feel like my friends, this girl ended up becoming his baby mama, but she told him something one time, and there was some truth to it, but I feel like she was trying to like trap him too, or trying to make him feel like trap him in a mindset of scarcity. But when they met, he was like in his mid 20s, she was in her mid 20s, right? But she already had two kids. And she had told him, it's going to be hard for you to find a girl your age without kids. He had told me this story, and I was like, her saying that to me just kind of sounded like she was trying to like make him feel like he couldn't do better than her. But still, with that being said, it's kind of relevant because it does become harder as you age to find girls who don't have kids. And especially where we're from, me being black, you being black, like it just it just seems like with black women especially, it's very difficult for them to make it past, I mean, 25, 21 without having a kid, especially if they're attractive. But let's continue.
For like going to the clinic with someone you know and then using a condom and using birth control. There's nothing like that from what I heard. So yeah, prostitutes are out the picture because of the implication of me being arrested. Them going away free, but whatever.
Blackcell, what are you recording on? Are you recording on are you recording like on your phone? Are you recording like what are you recording with? We got to get you upgraded. We got to get you in some editing software. We got to level you up this year.
And the diseases. That's
it's 2026. We can't do car videos, man. Well, occasionally we can, but
big part of it. Let's see if there's another reason. Oh yeah, I don't have any like real need to lose my virginity. Like if it happens, fine. If it doesn't, fine.
Oh, but the prostitution thing, you know, I've made videos about why I wouldn't go see a prostitute. I've talked about this as well. I feel even more strongly about it now. And one thing that I realized about going to see a prostitute is that, I mean, obviously you have to wear a condom. And that's not, look, I get it's a safety thing. But you're going to have to use a condom even for like fellatio, even for oral sex. They're going to expect you to wear a condom. I'm like, bro, like, all right, so I got to get a condom blowjob, condom sex. Probably can't even kiss, no girlfriend experience, no shit like that. See, I did a bit of like digging, and I was reading stories from girls who are like sex workers. And what I kind of took away from it was that their whole strategy when it comes to setting up boundaries with guys, they're trying to set up the experience to where they have as little contact with the guy, like skin to skin contact with the guy as possible. Like they try to keep the intimacy as low as possible and like skin to skin contact as low as possible. So it's like very limited in terms of like sex acts they're willing to do. Anything they do. Anything or any sex act that they will do, you gotta wear a condom. And again, I get that STDs. I'm not saying that they're bad for that, but I'm saying that, okay, why would I want to spend this money on that type of experience? And again, it's like, as I'm reading these stories, you can tell that, you know, these girls, they're not, a lot of them aren't really happy with what they're doing. They don't respect the men that they're doing it with. That's why they have these rules. Not only is it about protecting their health, it's about limiting the contact. It's about limiting the intimacy. So really, it's kind of like, it's a way to use their body and sex to get money out of men they don't respect, but they got to set it up in a way that they deal with the man the least amount that they can, which sounds crazy because they're having sex with you. But again, these rules, that's really what it's about. Again, no kissing, no intimacy, no girlfriend experience. All that is to basically say, look, do what you got to do and get the fuck out. Do what you got to do, give me the money and get the fuck out. And like the whole energy and dynamic of that type of interaction, it's unappealing to me. It's unappealing to me. So again, I figured me and you would be on the same page. So I ain't surprised there. Slowing it down, okay, I'll work on that. My Google Pixel phone, I have actual equipment on my laptop. That's what I use for my long 40. Okay. So this is like a quick car video. Oh, I got you. See, this is my first time watching, so I thought maybe all your videos was like this. I'm just saying, because I'm in the process of upgrading my studio as well. In fact, I just bought some new speakers. The speakers I already have are decent, but those speakers are better for like editing music because the sound is more raw. A lot of times when you buy speakers, they're like enhancements on the bass and the treble, and it throws off your perception of what you're editing. Like, so those are like really raw speakers, better for like editing music. But yeah, I'm upgrading too. I'm going to get another mic. Things like that. So that's why I'm just encouraging you to go ahead and make those changes as soon as possible. Go ahead and start thinking about, like, if you're going to do it, right? Start thinking about upgrading your production values a bit. And again, man, like you gotta sell the story. I know I was like tripping about the 40-minute video, but it's something to keep in mind though. It's balance where if it's too long, now you're running into the issue of people not having the attention span to watch the whole thing. So sometimes you just might want to split it up. But with a short video like this, nothing wrong with a short video, but I think with this topic, it's deserving of more time, more patience. You got to sell the story a little bit. You're talking, and even then, it's like you could break your reasoning here. You could break it into like 3 20-minute videos. You could talk about reasons not to date a single mother for a whole 20-minute video. You could talk about reasons not to go see a prostitute, or why you wouldn't want to see a prostitute for a whole 20-minute video. So even within this roughly 4-minute video, with the points you're making, you could turn every point into a separate 15 to 20-minute video with better production. Don't feel like because you already talked about it, you can't sort of remix it or try it again. Your channel is still pretty much in its infancy stage. So I would think about that, look back at some of the topics you've already covered and say, okay, let me actually expand upon this. I mentioned it briefly in this 4-minute video, but dude, every damn red pill, black pill, blue pill motherfucker done made a damn 25-minute video on why they wouldn't date a single mom. I'm sure I got 2 or 3 of them. He's got like 8 jobs these days to pay for college. He's our low budget buddy. Oh, damn. I work 2 jobs and going to college. I work about 79 hours paying off debt. And, oh, Lord. Woo, damn. Shit. Man, good luck to you.
I am 37, so I'm getting real close to being the 40-year-old virgin, which is fine. It's okay. Back when I saw that movie, I remember when it came out. It came out 20 years ago. I was 17. So when I saw it at 17, I said to myself, what if I become that guy? And 20 years later, I'm near that actual age of the movie they based it off of. And
I saw the 40-year-old virgin. I guess for some reason, I didn't really think of putting myself in his shoes. I didn't think about it. And this might be kind of weird, but I never looked at like an older version and thought about like myself being in like that particular situation. I'm just kind of wondering because like I wonder why I didn't even think about that the way you did. Like the only character I really thought about, and it doesn't even really apply because he's not a virgin, but you know Vincent from Catherine, because they have that whole MGTOW ending where he goes to space, and I remember being like in my early 20s when I played that game, and I think Vincent is about 30 years old, and I was looking at Vincent like, oh man, like I would like to have that type of lifestyle at that age, right? To be like 30-ish, single, own apartment, got a couple friends. You know, I was looking at it from the perspective of like him getting the MGTOW ending basically. And I was like, that's not a bad life. You know, again, relatively young guy, healthy, got a couple friends and his own place. That's kind of what I was looking at as the example of what I could be.
I may have to look at that. I may have to look at that today and just kind of look at it. Just kind of look at it. See my future. Like, am I going to be like a wizard and float in the air? Am I going to play video games or whatever? I don't know. I don't know. But I don't have that drive to lose my virginity or that pressure from
Damn.
society. And that's another reason why. It's because I don't care about what society expects of me. As long as I pay my bills and I'm not hurting anyone, that's all I care about. As long as my family's good, that's all I care about. As long as my parents are good, that's all I care about. As long as the rent's paid, that's all I care about.
Yeah, that's I look so base for these so but that's the I don't know if I say sex drive thing. I think I do have a probably a normal sex drive, but it's my sex drive is directed into masturbating to porn. It's like if when I get horny, I look at porn and shit. But one thing that I always remember, and I feel like, you know, people talk about origin stories where they try to trace certain traits that a person might have to an event as a child or something. You know, when I look at where I am today and like where it all started, it's really very, very simple. And it's that I always remember when I was a teenager, like 14, 15, 16 years old, I'm going through puberty. I'm I'm going through puberty. I have crushes on all these different girls from school. I'm masturbating to porn. Like I have again a developing sex drive and desire. But what always made me feel different from the other guys was that I didn't feel like I needed to have sex. Like it was like I had those desires, but I never felt like it was something I needed. Like I have to do it. I gotta do it. Like I need this. And then you combine that with the fact that I'm starting to see and realize like a lot of the issues and problems that come with relationships, that come with being sexually active. That just gave me even more motivation to just embrace being a virgin. I'm like, you know, if I'm not bothered by it, then why stress myself out about it? But I think the fact that you pointed out societal expectations, that's important too, because that was another sort of obstacle I had to jump over during that time. Because I remember when I was in school, other kids, so they would make fun of you if you were a virgin. Yeah, I remember there were at least 2 times where this happened to me. Like what they would do to me is like, cause it's like, yeah, you can just tell somebody's a virgin. Like I was that dude. Everybody knew I won't get no bitches, right? They ain't never seen me with a bitch. They knew I won't get no pussy. So what they would do is in the middle of class, they'll be like, oh, hey, E-Man, you got a girlfriend, bro? Like you just like, you know I ain't got no guy, you know I ain't got no fucking girlfriend, nigga. You know damn well I ain't got no bitches. You ain't never seen me with not now, bitch. So the whole point was to like basically like embarrass you by putting you on blast, by asking you if you had a girlfriend or if you were a virgin in front of the whole classroom and shit. And admittedly at the time I was kind of embarrassed to be put in those type of situations. But I remember when I was 14 and I don't know how we got on the topic, but I was in the bathroom and it's like just a bunch of niggas in the bathroom, the school bathroom, just a bunch of niggas. And I don't know how we got on the topic, but I was like, yeah, I'm a virgin. Like, yeah. And then I remember one of my good friends kind of looked at me like, whoa, yeah, okay. and that was that. And I feel like once I kind of put it out there, it was and realized that, you know, they didn't tie me up and hang me like and hang me by a tree. I was I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna roll with this shit. But that was important. That moment was important because I think that was me getting over the social pressure of it. That was me saying, yeah, I'm a virgin. What? And when you get past that point, that's pivotal too, because now you don't care what other people think about it. You know, you'll tell people, you'll let them know, and it's like it's whatever. So, but yeah, but that one thing that I guess I may never understand. I guess some people just built different. Why I didn't feel that extreme drive. Like I gotta do it. Like that's like I wanted it, but I didn't need it. Like why are some guys better acclimated to being like us where we're okay with being virgins while others they just feel like something is constant, like they feel like it's a big void without it. That's the one thing that I guess is just maybe it's genetic, maybe it's a mindset thing, or maybe we just know we're just better at filling that void, or maybe there is no void. That's the part I don't know. It's genetics or magic or some shit. It's the wizard. It's the wizard powers.
As long as I got a car and somewhere to lay my head and there's food on the table, that's it. That's as far as I go. I don't care. I don't care about people. I don't care about the rules.
Fuck
I don't
them
care
niggas.
about society. I don't care about, well, you know, you gotta do this before you get a certain age. No, shut up. I don't care about what society expects of me, because society is a moving goalpost and it ain't set up for happiness anyway. It's only set up for debt and money.
Wait a minute.
Society expects of me, because society is a moving goalpost and it ain't set up for happiness anyway. It's only set up for debt and money.
I thought you had. I thought you farted. That was the sound of like the chair or something.
Sorry, getting mad. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Sorry, I've been gone for a week. I've been doing some stuff. All
right, that was good. That was good. We're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that. But good points there. I haven't had a day off since last year, dude. You might need to cut back. Well, I don't know. If you're grinding like that, because I'm kind of different. I get weekends off and shit, so I'm chilling. I've been chilling all weekend. Look at me. I ain't done no work all weekend but music and working on my dick. I never saw that movie, but doesn't his friends pressure him to get with a single mom in it? It's I don't think they specifically pressure him to get with a single mom. Like they were telling him you need a single mom. I think they were trying to just get him laid in general. I haven't seen the movie in a long time, but from what I remember, they tried to take him to the club. They were like, "Oh, let's take him to the club. Let's take him out to go meet women." That was the idea. That's what they were thinking. So it was like, I don't think they were like, "Oh, we're going to specifically link him up or hook him up with a single mother." In fact, I think there was a scene where they went to the bar and he was talking to like this young, hot, blonde girl and shit, but it just didn't work out because he was so awkward. So, but you know how guys are. They were just trying to like help him out. It was just, because but like my experience was kind of different though. Like with my friends, I feel like my friends never really, really tried to hook me up with anybody. And I'm not upset about it, but what I don't understand is how, like, the same people, and again, like, it's kind of mixed, right? Where my friends accepted me for who I was, but at the same time, I could tell that they wanted to see me have some success in dating. They wanted me to be fucking. It was a mix, right? Where it's like, hey, that's E-Man. We accept him for who he is, but I would like to see him fucking. But at the same time, they never really tried to hook me up with anybody. That's one thing about what that I don't really get. Like, if you care that much, why aren't you even like why have you never just like out of the girls you know or whoever you know was like, let me try to hook these and let me nobody ever tried to do that shit for me. Again, I don't care. Really, I'd rather them not, because that, trying to hook somebody up rarely goes it rarely goes right, if we're being honest. Because typically it's not going to be what you want. It's not going to be someone that you are attracted to. It's kind of a desperation move. How many guys really just have cute girls on the back burner? They can call up, but hey, I know, hey, cute girl, hey, single cute girl. I know this guy. He's a 30-year-old virgin. You guys go on a date together. I figured people would consider sex sacred and not just having it like 15. Bruh, you been living under a rock? That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. But you know what? One thing that something I realize more as I get older is how naive I was, because I wasn't connected to what was going on. I wasn't in the right social circles to where I understood how much fucking was really going on. But, and, I ain't even gonna go there. I ain't even gonna go there. But years later, talking to people I grew up with, the stories they tell me, I start to kind of understand that a lot of shit was happening that I didn't know about because I wasn't in those social groups. I went to school and I stayed to myself, and I was just trying to get back home so I could play video games and watch Adult Swim and Toonami and shit and play Pokemon Ruby. But yeah, that was a lot of fucking going on, man. There was a lot of sucking and fucking and all that. Like, that's reality. That's, especially once you get into high school, that's when it's really on. But again, you got to be in the right circles to know what's going on. I think a lot of us, we weren't in those like sex having circles, so we didn't really know. But yeah, it happens like that. I was homeschooled and raised in purity culture. Purity culture is an extreme religious viewpoint where being a virgin is top priority in the church. This followed me all the way into college. I uploaded a new video just now. But you know what's interesting about that is that, see, I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. Now, I never really took to religion, but that was how I was raised. I mean, I got the Bible right up there. I still got the Bible right in my room. And again, even though I never took to it, I think there was a certain influence. It's kind of strange, where again, it didn't make me religious, but sometimes you're just going to be influenced by your environment. And one thing about Jehovah's Witnesses is that they purity and not having sex before marriage, all that is very important. Very, like, it's super taboo. Like, in a normal church, it's not as like, really kind of anything goes. You got gay dudes, like you have openly gay men and women in the church, and people cheating on their husband, and everybody know. In the Jehovah's Witness church, if anything like that is known, you're going to be confronted about it. So it's kind of a different culture. And that's kind of what I was raised in. And again, I never took to it, but I think it probably did have an influence on me as far as like how conservative I am in terms of sex and things like that, other than being a fucking gooner. But what's funny is that, that girl I was telling you about from the gym, the one I was clicking with, her boyfriend, she told me that her boyfriend, he was a Jehovah's Witness too. And he had similar issues where he missed out on opportunities to get laid because of his upbringing, but kind of loosened up the older he got. And, that kind of what allowed them to get together. The bastard. I'm kidding. But when she told me that, I thought it was interesting because I had a similar background, but I guess I never. But I think with me, I kind of developed my own reasoning and philosophy why I wanted to embrace being a virgin, why I wanted to embrace being sick. It didn't have to do with religious dogma. I was looking at things logically. Logically, I figured that by being a virgin, it would protect me from all the problems that I was seeing other guys go through. And I just didn't want to deal with playing the crazy ass dating game anyway. Wait a minute. I just don't want to lose it anymore. Unless I'm morbid. You want to get married? Come on, dude. Be cool. Morbid. Why? So, morbid. You got to tell us. Do you feel safe getting married in our times, in our era of high divorce rates and the fickleness of women and feminism? Bald Eagle. Bald Eagle. Hold up. Bald Eagle Airage 3450. They're not gonna give you they're not gonna give you their girls. Oh, also welcome. They're not gonna give you their. I mean, all right, yeah, that makes sense. But and look, to be fair, this is what I think too. Even guys that have girlfriends or guys that do get pussy, they don't have like a big enough roster to just be like trading girlfriends. I mean, trading bitches with niggas. They don't have a big enough roster to just be giving up girls. Like to know so many girls, they can just be like, okay, let me link him and let me link him with her, or let me call her and see. You know, I think, and really another thing too, I just think the type of friends that I had, the type of friends that I have, yeah, like they did all right for themselves, but they weren't the type of guys that just had big rosters, as far as I knew anyway. Like my best friend, he had his best pussy getting years in college. And so when he was getting the most pussy and had the most girls, we weren't even close. He was away at college. I was here needing. And then when he came back, all that shit kind of came to a standstill. And he was the pussy started coming in a lot slower for him. So I never had those type of friends anyway that just had extra bitches to be given away like that. But still, I'm just saying, if you're gonna be talking like that, why you ain't trying to hook a nigga up? One of them paid me back by hooking me up with this girl though. I didn't follow through either way. Why didn't you follow? Why didn't you follow through? Tell the class. The stripper who didn't strip. So, one shot, two shot. So this video is highly recommended by Blackcels. So we gotta check this out. Let me see what the hell you talking about.
All right. Hey guys.
What the hell
So
is he playing?
it's uh it's about 4:15 in the morning. I'm doing some things and I decided to come at you guys with a little bit of a story time. And it was this one time I almost was able to have sex, but I rejected her offer and I'm
I got a
glad I
couple of these
did.
stories.
So, basically, this is about, you know, 9 years ago, about 9 years ago now. I met this one girl at the club and stuff, and it come to find out she ended up she went on to work where I worked at 9 years ago, which is like a weird coincidence. But that's kind of how this started. We met at the club, and then we ended up, we I saw her like, oh,
What were you doing at the club? You don't sound like a club nigga. What were you doing at the club? I wanted to try going to a club one time. And when I went to GalaxyCon, they had like a club room where they had like a little party area. It was like a club, right? So I went there. They had music, the lights, all that. I quickly realized I never want to go to the club because it's loud and it's too many people that I don't know. It's like whoa. It was like and maybe because it was like a quickly thrown together anime club room. But it was again, it should, like you can find the footage on my Instagram. But I was like, dude, if this is what going to the club is like, I would not want to go to no damn. It's loud. I don't know none of you niggas. I don't drink.
2 weeks later at my job, I'm like, oh, hey, you're that person. Oh, yeah, I'm working here. I'm like, oh, okay. So basically, we begin talking, and we begin, just talking about random stuff. And we even went to the local arcade. We went to the local arcade in my city. This is a while ago, almost 10 years ago, and the arcade's gone now. And I'm sorry about that because that was a cool arcade. But anyway, so playing video games and stuff, we kind of got closer about, hey, why don't you come over to my house? That type of level. And basically, I went over her house and she, there was a couple of red flags. So, one, she had a lot of toys in her room. Now, obviously, 9, 10 years ago, um, I was a bit more hip to what was going on. I figure she probably has a kid 'cause she was a cute girl. Like always, they're always
Mm, that's good. I see where this is going. I see where this is going.
cute, but I was wondering if she had a kid, and but it wasn't my place to just ask her straight up at like the first time I come over her house. Hey, you got a kid? I'm not gonna
Yeah, like hold up. You got a kid? You got any kids? Do you wouldn't happen to have any kids? Man, that moment would be kind of awkward because you gotta really, if you don't want to hurt her feelings, you gotta be a good actor to act like you ain't about to just run off on her ass. Oh man, like you hear that yep, and you already like looking for the exit. Like, how I get the fuck out of here, Lord? I'm not dealing with this shit.
do that. That's kind of rude. I was gonna wait maybe second or third time I went over there, and she went over my house. She went over my house, or place where I was living at. I was with my parents and stuff, and blah blah blah. We was playing video games, looking at manga, anime, whatever.
Mm.
Well, um, she wanted to
Other than the kid thing, I like this girl so far. Girls into like anime and manga, I seem to click with them better than like normie girls. I guess that shouldn't be too surprising because I'm not a normie.
get close to me. Now, I don't like it when girls want to get close to me. Typically, I get kind of paranoid and kind of I don't know if it's scared, but it's something. There's something going on in my psyche when girls get close to me. I get paranoid. I think of germs and AIDS and stuff, and I'm like, well, she got AIDS, and
This
that's
dude.
because that's a real thing. And I was uncomfortable, so I kind of pulled back. She said, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, yeah, I don't like it when people get close to me, like touchy feely stuff. I mean, like, I don't mind after like 9 months, but I don't. I can't take the risk. And if you're really that interested, if you really care about me, we can get tested. And she was like, "Oh yeah, sure, let's
Blackcell, you sound crazy, but you're not wrong. But you're not. You know one thing that I realized, bro, and this is so lame. It's gonna sound so lame and so boring, But I feel like this is gonna be another reason why it'll be hard for me to lose my virginity. Like you really have to get tested before you have sex with anybody, bro. Like you have to. Or like if you don't get tested, you are seriously gambling with your health. Like you're taking a like because look, let's be honest, bro. We're virgins, but more than likely, if we ever have sex, it's not gonna be with a girl who's a virgin. Let's be real about that. More than likely, if we ever have sex, it's gonna be with a girl who's fucked probably like 10 dudes. And look, I know sex havers. I've talked to them. Like they don't start getting tested until shit start burning. They don't, like I'm telling you, like they don't start going to get tested and going to clinics until some shit go left with they dick or they pussy, bro. In fact, I remember like one of my friends, dude, in fact, two of them. I've had two friends straight up admit to me that they caught STDs while having sex. Now, luckily, they caught curable STDs. But I remember one friend told me that when he went to the clinic, what surprised him was that the girls there, it was straight pretty girls, bro. He said it was straight bad bitches at that clinic, looking shamed, looking ashamed, right? But what? Because they fucking and pretty girls, they fucking the Chaz, they fucking the dudes, it's fucking all the other girls. So it's a lot of fucking, but not enough testing. So to most people, you're gonna sound crazy saying that shit, but you're not wrong. Like it's so boring. I get it. It ain't nothing fun about what you're saying, bro. That shit is boring. But you ain't even. I'm like, bro, you got to, or you're risking some shit. We got no hope, bro. We got no hope. Oh man. Yimiyashi, welcome to the stream. Being a manga artist is the only thing I have going for me now. I'm too weird to have friends in real life. Forget about it. You're a manga artist. That's dope. I don't know. Send me something. I want to see that shit. Send me. Do you know my email? Yimiyasha. Send me something. Send something to my email. chatmarco@live.com. I gotta see this shit. I went to the club to interact with people. I was fresh out of homeschooling. Back then, I read my Bible on my phone while girls were dancing. I never got hard in front of a girl. Dude, yo. Blackcels. Oh, man. You're definitely one of us, you know. I mean, because let's just say it. Blackcels is a weird nigga. But I am too. Like we're both weird, but weird for different reasons. He a different type of weird than I am. But I'm just calling it's just the pot calling the kettle black. We just different flavors of weird black dude. But I'm kind of worse, bruh. I'm worse than Blackcels. Let me tell you why. Blackcels said I never got hard in front of a girl ever. I have. Three. I'm not gonna tell the second time because, but recently, bro, right? Let me tell you what happened, bro. Tell you what happened. I was in the gym and it was like 5 a.m, so it's barely anybody in there, right? And it's this girl in there, and she not even really my type. Like she, I like pear-shaped girls with ass and thighs. And she was like the opposite. She had like little legs, but like tits, like big tits. I didn't get a good look, but the body type wasn't really my type. And so we were in around the same area. I had kind of seen her here and there, like during, like, cause it was like, it's again 5 a.m. I seen her here and there. I wasn't thinking about her or nothing. So how do I put this? So I'm over here. I'm right here facing forward. And then I sit down Indian style and I'm about to meditate to I'm recovering from the last set because I'm about to start doing pull-ups and shit. So I'm meditating, looking this way. As I sit down, I'm looking in front of me. She's to my left over there. So I'm not thinking about her. And then after like a few minutes, I open my eyes and she's right in front of me. and I didn't even realize she had got right in front of me. Now, could have been a coincidence. Fine, right? But she was close. She was like really close to me. And my dick started getting hard. and I was like, bruh, I can't even stand up now. So I'm sitting there, sitting Indian style, trying to wait for the erection to go down. And it took about 3 minutes, bruh. And I finally was able to get up and start doing my pull-ups and shit. But that's why I say, Blackcell might be weird, but I'm probably worse in my own way. I'm probably worse in my own way. Cause I'm not like a asexual type virgin. Like I'm a perverted Master Roshi type virgin. Like I'm a dirty old man type virgin. Like I love bitches. I look at porn for fun, even when I'm not masturbating to it. Like I'm that type of guy. I'm just good at controlling it in situations like I don't creep on girls and shit like Master Roshi would in Dragon Ball. Like I don't do shit like that. You would never know that I'm even picking up on what's happening around me with girls because I'm so focused. But when I open my eyes and a girl right in front of me like that, sweating and shit, I couldn't help it. But yeah, I'm probably worse than him in my own way. Oh shit. Super gonorrhea is gonna become a thing soon. I think I read an article about that like a while ago. Or one of them supers, super STDs. Maybe it wasn't gonorrhea, but it might be another one.
Let's get tested. Let's go to a clinic sometime. I said, no, let's go right now. Both off at our job. I know exactly where you work at. We can just go down the street to the clinic from our job and get tested. I'll pay for everything. I want this done immediately. And I want us to both get tested in front of each other. And the look on her face was like, what? Like, you're
What?
actually like adamant about this? And
What?
I don't understand why people tend to, why people get offended when you say, "Hey, let's go to the clinic, let's get tested in front of each other, let's drive right now."
Blackcell. They shouldn't. And again, you're not wrong. But what you're proposing is so abnormal. You are 100% right though. But it's so I'm telling you, bro, it's like the way dating and sex culture is now is so fast paced. Bitches ain't got time to stop and get tested. Cause you gotta go to the clinic, you gotta pay for it, set the date, and then you gotta wait for the test results. And it's like the way people are, they want to meet someone and then start having sex within like a week, see if there's sexual chemistry and shit like that. Like some girls might be thinking like, I can go get tested with this dude and then we fuck and he don't even know how to fuck or whatever the case may be. But I think the way they should look at it is like, well, look, I'm probably going to fuck this dude anyway. Why not go ahead and get tested? Because I haven't been tested in a while. So for my own health, and then on top of that, I don't know where he been. Now we know that you're a virgin, but she might not know that. And really, I would say you shouldn't take anybody's word for that anyway. Like if a girl told me she was a virgin, I would say we should still get tested because I don't know you like that. But you're not wrong. It's the way people are now. It's the way dating and sex culture is. People ain't got time for that shit. I'm just being real. But I would do the same thing. I would do the exact same thing. But that's why it's another reason why I feel like it'll be very hard for guys like us to lose our virginity, because we're so busy trying to do the right thing in an unrighteous world, bro, in a fucked up world. Just like that video I just put out a few weeks ago talking about girlfriend poaching. Those missed opportunities that I had because I wasn't willing to make a move on a girl who had a boyfriend, even though they might have been giving me choosing signals and shit. Trying to do the right thing in a fucked up world where people don't care about doing the right thing. You know, like that's another reason why you would stay a virgin.
Let's get directions, see when they close. They're open right now. Let's go right now. Right now. People get really mad. People, get mad. I've noticed that. I've done that with a few people. Like, hey, if we're gonna do this, something we need to get tested like today in front of each other, and we need to see our results. Like, print them out. I need to see a picture of it, a documentation. I want it in printing, right there, right there.
Yes,
they don't like that. People don't like that, and I'm like, why? It's the most responsible.
It is. Thing to do. It is. I see, man.
Very mature.
Most people, again, they go to most people. You're gonna sound insane, bro. But you're 100% right. It is the most mature, responsible thing to do, and you're not just doing it for yourself. You're doing it's good for all parties involved. It's good. It's good for everybody. Look, I get it, but I think also part of it too. I'm gonna be honest. I think people don't want to know. I think that's another thing, bro. It's kind of like that fear that, like, I have a fear of going to the doctor, period. Because it's like, I feel great. I might go to the doctor and be like, oh, you got fucking ass cancer. Like, damn, you got prostate cancer. Like, what? I feel good. I think some people, especially people who've been sexually active for years and have been with several partners, 5, 10, 15 partners, I think they have a fear of finding out, because when they look at their dick, when they look at their pussy, it looks normal, but sometimes you don't show symptoms. So I think part of it is a fear of finding out that you have something. And once you find out, now your entire dating process is different. Because you can no longer claim ignorance. Well, I just didn't know I had it. I gave you herpes, but I didn't know. You know now. So now you have to disclose that. Or the right thing to do would be to disclose that with anybody that you would have sex with. And nobody wants to have that kind of conversation. It's so much more comfortable to just live in ignorance and just fucking roll the dice. And look, I'll care when I start showing some symptoms. I think that's how a lot of people really look at it, man. Blackcels is one of them gospel singer type of bros. I swear. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. There's a old like black horror movie called Death by Temptation or some shit like that. Is that? Oh, look it up real quick. I think it's Death by Is that it? Death. Yeah, I think it's just right. No, hold up. Death by Temptation. This ain't right here.
His destiny had been foretold.
His
fate had been forewarned.
This is Blackcels right here.
He did not know that something so sweet could be so evil. Now, the fate of mankind hangs in the balance as Kadeem Hardison, TV's Dwayne Wayne.
This honey I met the other night was bad. Bad. Super bad.
And Bill Nunn from Do the Right Thing get busy in the first contemporary horror thriller of its kind. James Bond III's Death by Temptation. She's every man's dream and your worst nightmare.
But the whole plot of the movie is that the guy, this guy right here, hold on, not him. Not him. Hold on. This is Blackcell right here, right? So this guy he's like a choir boy, church boy from a very conservative family. And then he goes up to New York with his degenerate cousin here. And he ends up meeting this girl that's basically like tempting him out of his religious ways, trying to get him to fornicate, shit like that. And it's like some hard elements because she's a succubus or something. She's killing dudes. But yeah, that's Blackcell right there. He's that guy. He's that guy. Now, I'm not a manga artist. I mean, I'm trying to become a manga. I mean, it's the same thing. Same thing. You halfway there. Don't condoms protect pretty well? Just don't go at it raw, and you'll be okay. It's not 100%. There are specific STDs that condoms don't protect from. But also, this is the thing. Gambo-san, welcome to the stream. I'm assuming that Blackcell is probably like me. Like, we don't want a like hookup type of situation anyway. Like, we're relationship type guys. Like, if we're gonna have sex, have to be in a relationship. And in a relationship, at some point, it's gonna be some sucking and fucking. And so it's like, okay, condoms might be good for like hookups, but when you're in a relationship, you're gonna be wanting to eat pussy at some point, or you're gonna want your dang-lang sucked on. And so you're not gonna be by that point, you're not gonna be wanting to use condoms as much, if at all. So if you're looking at it like this is somebody I want to be in a relationship with, then at some point, even if you start off with condoms, you should still get tested if it's going to get to that level of seriousness, because it's going to get more and more intimate. It's going to get to the point where you're kissing and making out, you're performing oral sex on each other. And look, we know damn well ain't nobody using no dental dams, none of that bullshit. So it's kind of inevitable. It's something you're going to have to deal with at some point anyway. So, but I see what you're saying. If you're someone that's open to hookups, then, I mean, again, still condoms aren't 100% effective against all STDs, but it's a hell of a lot better than what most people do. You don't have to be as fearful of STDs as guys like me and Blackcell might be. Like, there are a lot of guys that say YOLO, or they just might use condoms, right? But it just depends on what you're willing to risk. I'll put it like that. It depends on what you're willing to risk. I think me and Blackcell think alike because we're fine without having sex. We don't see it as being worth the risk. But if you're someone that likes to be sexually active, then again, you're not going to be wanting to be getting tested every time you meet somebody new. So then you'd probably be more willing to just lean on condoms during those times, during those periods. I write songs, but no cursing. I've been writing rap since 2001. It's cool. Hellbreaker, the big man on campus. I had women do that to me in the gym. It's so fucking annoying. I just stopped going. I wasn't annoyed by it. I ain't say all that. But you guys know me. I'm different. The video that I'm going to put out this week kind of talks about that too. Talking about the kind of virgin that I am. Because one thing that I realized, I'm not like the autistic, asexual type of virgin. Like, I love bitches. I love bitches. I love being around women and shit like that. It's just, I have a great deal of self-control when it comes to stuff like that. A great deal. So it might not see, like, I give you a great example, right? when I went to the gym with my best friend, now see, he been stuck in a toxic relationship for years. So for him, it was like a breath of fresh air to go to the gym and see all these girls and shit, right? So he in there, he just, like he having a time of his life seeing all these girls. And he keep telling me, hey man, look at her. Oh, dang, you see her? Blah. And I'm blowing him off like, nah, bro, nah, bro, stay focused, man. Like we get them sets in, man. Like, but every girl, everything that he said, like I knew, like I caught the same shit. I'm just laser focused on what I'm trying to do. But it's like, point is, I see everything that the other guys see, but I'm better at staying focused on what I'm trying to do in those moments. Only when a girl is super close, like the story I just told you, I'm meditating, the girl ain't nowhere near me, and then I open my eyes, she right in front of me. Yeah, that caught me by surprise, and I got an erection. But typically, as long as they're not right in my vicinity, then it's not too much of a distraction. Did I say blowing my friend off? I meant to say brush him off. Oh, man. That was a major pause moment. I'm on the asexual spectrum, and actually, I have an asexual enamel pin on my head. I can tell, though, Blackcell. I can tell me and you, we have similarities, but we're definitely different types of virgins. I'm not one of them. I am not one of them niggas. I'm the furthest thing from an asexual virgin type. See, I call myself the Master Roshi virgin type. I'm a pervert. I am a pervert up and down, but I have the wisdom and the self-control to not let it get in the way most of the time. You know, I have a good balance between the two. But I'm definitely not the asexual. That is not me. that is not me. Is Blackcell black? He sounds white. He does not sound black. Yeah, I agree. He doesn't even sound like a Oreo black dude.
And not only that, it proves that you respect the person. These people out here don't have any respect. They really don't. But anyway, as I digress, she was like, "Yeah, sure, let's do that next week." I said, "Are you sure? You promise we're gonna do something next week? You promise we're gonna, we're gonna get this dealt with? Because if not, I can't really hang with you." That's another thing. If you are interested in me, and if you don't want to get tested, I don't want to hang out with you. People get mad. And they're like, "Dang!" I'm like, "Yes, yeah, it's that real out here." I don't, especially now. This was 9, 10, 11 years ago. I'm not gonna. This is back then. I didn't play back then. I just didn't play, or I didn't play about that back then. I'm not one of those guys like, "Man, it's gonna put some skin, baby." No, no. It's too real. It's too grim. It's too bleak. It's too dark. There is nothing out here but death and sorrow. Misery loves company. And I take that to heart. I take that very seriously. So when I told her, if we do not get tested next week, then I'm not going to want to be around you. And I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to, tell people at our job what's going on. It's none of no one's business.
So real quick, just so people don't think Blackcell is crazy here. Now remember, we're black, so we dealing with black problems. But look, it says, based on data from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, Reported around 2010-2018 studies indicated that nearly 48% of non-Hispanic black women aged 14 to 49 in the United States were infected with herpes simplex virus type 2, HSV2. 48%. 48%. So, what do we have here? A coin. You meet a black girl. And you're like, hey, do I want herpes? Heads or tails? Heads. Oh shit, I got it. Right? That's how real it is, bro. That's again, YouTube, don't get mad at me. These are the fucking, this is CDC, man. Trust the science, right, YouTube? Trust the science. Trust the science. CDC, bitch. Get mad at me. I'm not here talking shit. I'm sharing information. But yeah, it's serious, bro. It ain't no game.
But our own. And that'll be it. And don't talk to me again. And I was very serious about it. So she said, okay, all right. She knew this was she knew I wasn't gonna budge.
Wizard.
And I put my foot down. All right. And so a week went by. She was sick. Okay. She didn't feel good. And I'm like, okay, like, why don't you feel good? Like, it's summer. Why you got the flu during the summer? It's weird. So I was talking to people at my job. We were just talking about Pokemon or whatever, some dumb stuff, nerd stuff, because I'm a nerd. And I heard, some guy yelling on the phone and saying, you burn me and F you and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, man. Because, at this particular job, some people got into relationships with each other. Not me, because girls think I'm lame, but, people often, dated and stuff, and it was kind of a relaxed place, and that was okay with people. They didn't really care that much, as long as you didn't bring drama when you clocked in. You can do whatever you want, as long as you didn't bring drama when you clocked in around other clients. So, not really a good idea, but whatever. That has some problems. And, I ran into the, men's restroom because I was hearing all this commotion and yelling. I thought there was a fight, thought anything could have happened. So I ran in there saying, hey, what's going on? Everyone okay? Because people were getting concerned. The yelling was so loud the clients were hearing it, And I'm like, dude, what's going on? She said, and he said, such and such burned me. Now, such and such, this is what we're going to call her, such and such, that's the person I was talking to. And I sat there and I told her, hey, we need to get tested. We need to get tested. We need to take things slow. We need to get tested. And if you don't do it within a week, if we don't go to the clinic together, then I don't want nothing to do with you. And yeah, I want nothing to do with you. And it was the same girl. So apparently she had herpes and gonorrhea. She had herpes and
Damn.
gonorrhea.
Herpes and
And
gonorrhea.
oh boy. And basically,
Here's another video pro tip though. You're telling a great story, but the visual is a video game. You guys know when I do my videos, I try to let me see. I try to at least like match the imagery or the visual with what I'm talking about somewhat. At least somewhat. Let me see. Right. Oh. Welcome back to another video by your good friend Chad Marco. You guys always knew Lord. Girls, I felt to be in certain spaces where I'm not a giga nigga. I'm not one of them. But I'm talking about giga niggas and giga chads. Boom, I try to match the imagery with what I'm talking about at the time, right, are unrealistic. That's the right. So it's just a pro tip, right? Because I got to play with my Apple here as I'm listening to this good story. But you could have like STD statistics up or something like that as you're trying to tell this story. It's a good story though. This is real. This shit is real, man. Talk about a close call. And like I said, so many people would listen to you and be like, this guy's out of his mind. However, plot twist.
She was out there. Okay, well, fine. You can't stop that. But the thing is, though, is that she was kind of not protecting herself, and she just kind of
Fucking game is this anyway?
reckless. She had one of those birth control things they put in you so you don't get pregnant, and she was just kind of like using that as a free pass. And the guy slept with her like 3 weeks prior to us meeting at the club, and so I was talking to him. He was crying. He had a nervous breakdown. And he was messed up and stuff, and I didn't want to touch him. But anyway, so
I didn't want to touch him, bro. You autistic for real? I didn't want to touch him. This guy, man, you a damn trip. You a trip. I'm gonna talk to y'all real quick. I'm mixed. My dad is bald, black half white. My mom's white, so quadroon or whatever. Hey, man, color doesn't matter over here. This is, I think it's kind of been a topic of conversation ever since I made the obviously me being black and a virgin, but I made a specific video, the Blackcels video, and so I feel like after that video, all the black dudes started to be like, "Yep, I'm a Blackcel." I thought Super Chad's video on white male black woman dynamic was fun. Yeah, that was a good one. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That was a good one. I knew that was one that would ruffle a lot of feathers. You gotta have thick skin not to get triggered by seeing your women getting dog fucked by other races of men. I can handle it, but I knew I'd be causing some ripples with that one. Blackcels sounds like Jaws Skillful. If you heard of Jaws Skillful, I've never heard of him. Oh yeah. Also, welcome to the stream for your games. Scaring the hoes to another. Dodge the bullet. Yeah. Note take. Yeah, I'm just saying. It's just a pro tip. Just try when you get more into like the editing side of it. Just try to create a visual to go along with it, because it's YouTube. It's a video website, and I know that especially with AI pictures and AI video, like there's so many different ways you can like just add a little bit. And again, all I do is just find little pictures and put a slight motion to them, like a slow zoom. But it's kind of like painting the picture as I tell the story, by having images. And sometimes even like statistics and evidence and facts to back up what I'm saying or something like that. Just giving the visual to it. It ain't, of course you can do much better than that. That's like, really, that's close to the bare minimum what I do, but just a recommendation. But still, man, one thing about your story that stands out to me though, I feel like it's a good example of how things really are. Like there's so much going on, and it's like I'm always surprised. Like it never ceases to amaze me the amount of fuckery that's going on. And I look at myself, I'm somebody that for years has obsessively researched and looked into these different topics. But when I see it play out right in front of my eyes, it still surprises me. When I realize just how few good people there really are in the world. Like just how much reckless behavior, how much foolishness, how much degeneracy. And when I say degeneracy, I just like, I'm not one of those fucking alt-right guys being like, degenerate. But I mean, just come on, bro. Like, basic stuff, basic shit, like cheating on your partner or going around spreading STDs. Like, this shit is way too normalized for me. And like, I'll give you a good example of what I'm talking about, right? So with my first job, when I had that part-time cleaning job, I always felt like the supervisor, who was like an older black woman, I always felt like she had a crush on me or something. But I never went for it. I got that feeling and I was like, I ain't going for it. But part of me was like, bro, that's a married woman. Like, she ain't worried about your ass, bro. And then one day I overhear her telling a story about being at work. And I guess like she was at another building. And now, mind you, this was like a semi-private conversation. Like, it was like, I don't even think she knew I was there. It was like her and another woman talking. But I heard them having this conversation. And she basically said that there was like another young dude that she was flirting with, and she had bent over and he smacked her on the ass and shit. And then she went along with it. Now, I don't know what happened after that. But I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, this is a married woman. I'm appalled. Right? My square ass. But I was telling myself the whole time, this is a married woman. This older married woman ain't got a crush on me, bro. She's just being nice. Then I hear this story. I'm like, wait, like she was going for that shit. This dude smacked her on the ass and she was going. So I was like, I had her completely wrong. And also another story. I saw one of my friends walking down the street. I picked him up. We were talking, and he mentioned that he was like, "Yo, I'm about to fuck so and so." I'm like, "But ain't she married?" And he looked at me and he said, "You got a lot to learn, nigga. You got a lot to learn." But what he was saying was like, bruh, none of that shit matter, bro. Married, boyfriend, girlfriend titles. See, and man, I guess like I gotta blame myself more than anything because I should know better. But for some reason, I tend to give people the benefit of the doubt, especially if I know them. I had a friend who told me that he cheated on his girl, bruh, and I was so disappointed in him. I was like, damn, dog. I was like, damn, bro. Like, honestly, couldn't believe that shit. But he was like, yeah, I've been cheated on her a couple times. I was like, damn. But I don't know, man. It's sad. It's sad. It's like humanity just keeps disappointing me, bro. And I'm not perfect. It's not that I'm perfect or like I don't fuck up. I make mistakes and shit, but I guess because I've never been in a relationship, I've never had the temptation or the opportunity to make those kind of mistakes. Like, to me, I just can't fathom doing some of the things I hear. I couldn't imagine cheating on my girl. Like, I don't even see how that plays out. I don't like man, if I barely got this girl, how I'ma cheat on her? I can't even imagine cheating on a girl. I can barely imagine getting one girl. How am I get two to cheat?
So they met a week prior to us to me and her seeing each other at the club. 3 weeks, they slept with each other, had a one night stand. Then, like a week or two later, he was having problems. It lay dormant. He was having some problems. That's what he told me. That's what he told me. And then basically, he was trying to find her. He was trying to find her throughout the city and trying to find her throughout the city, trying to look her up on social media and stuff. And then when she got hired, she didn't know first of all, she didn't know that he worked there. It was a luck of the draw. And then I didn't know what she had and what they had prior. That was a luck of the draw. And then all three of us worked at the same place. That was a luck of the draw for the third time. So we knew who she was. It was our coworker. We knew who she was. So the whole staff knew. So she, she didn't lose her job. She just quit. She just quit. She only stayed like 2.5 weeks. She put in a 2 week notice and just kind of had her head down. She got one check and she was out of there. She was out of there. And I dodged a big bullet. I dodged two big bullets. One shot, two shot. I dodged two bullets. And once again, this is a very important lesson. If you guys out there who are listening are ready to do the deed, get tested that day, drag her or him into that clinic, sit there and look at them, and get tested and look at them, and then when that results show up on your phone or phone call and stuff, um,
Damn.
when it shows up,
Damn, I was trying to find this movie. You know, 'cause when he said the guy was looking for her and shit, it made me think about this movie that came on BET years ago. I haven't seen it. It's hard to find. But the movie is about these two black guys, and they were having sex with the same girl, and then they find out somehow that she had HIV, and then they both got tested. And so the one friend, he got his test results back. Like, now, bro, this shit, it. Cause me and my friend would talk about this, and it was like, I hate to say it, but the way that they filmed the scene was kind of funny. But it was like the way they filmed it, right? The dude got his test results back, and he read it. And he was like, all right, cool. And then they show like a montage of him hanging out in his apartment, playing video games, eating cereal. And then by the end of it, he shot himself in the head because the test came back positive. I know it's fucked up, but it was just the way they filmed it. They filmed it like the test result came back negative. And then like, so he just hanging out playing video games and eating cereal. And then he like, well, boom, blew his brains out. But the two guys, they were like hunting for that girl, trying to find her. Cause like they got tested. And while they were waiting for the test to come back, they were like, let's find this bitch, bro. I guess they're about to beat her up or something. But yeah, man, that's a really good story though. That's a really good story, I think, and it's actually like it's a great cautionary tale. You know, like my takeaway really though is just again, it's how fast shit is happening, bro. Like we are so slow because we're not plugged in, we're not connected. Like we have our defense mechanisms to protect ourselves from this shit. But I think it's so much worse than what we even realize, bro. Like stuff happens so fast. Like the way you said, like, oh, they just hooked up at the club, like days or weeks before you met her. Like that's really how stuff happens, bro. It's that fast. Like girls live in a completely different time zone. Like it's relationship after relationship, nigga after nigga, dude after dude. It's like it's a lot of fucking and sucking going on. And it's like one thing that I kind of realized, it's like over the years, I think about different girls that I've had crushes on, girls that I've liked. And I thought about it, like, wait a minute, bro. Like, look at it like this, right? Let's say you go to a store and there's a cute cashier girl that you like. Oh, this girl, she cute, right? Let's say you meet her in January and you got a crush on her and shit. But you ain't gonna say nothing. You ain't gonna ask her out. And let's fast forward, say, to June. And you still see her every now and then. But of course, you ain't gonna say nothing. You ain't gonna ask her out, right? Whatever. But between that January and that June, see, what you don't see is that same cute girl been sucking and fucking the whole time. sucking and fucking the whole time. If not in a relationship, then from maybe a couple guys and shit like that. So I found it funny when I realized that as I'm crushing on girls, any girl that I like, she's fucking somebody right now. But again, that's the speed of and reality of how things are actually happening. Girls aren't like us. They don't just sit around not having sex. They don't just sit around not having sex and not catching shit. Like girls out here fucking and they are rolling the dice on their pussies daily. Daily. If you as a man find other ethnicity of women attractive, why wouldn't women find other ethnic group attractive? Especially when they're a most fluid sex, women got the same rights. But yeah, look, I'm not bothered by it. I'm not one of those guys. You know, I always felt like being upset about women of your race fucking other, like men of other races is really silly. Like, cause the thing about it to me is like, it's not like I'm fucking her. Like whether a black girl is fucking a white dude or not is irrelevant because she ain't gonna fuck me. So she might as well fuck somebody. He could be red, blue, yellow. Oh wait, it's not over yet?
You stare at their phone. You look at their phone. I don't care. Oh, well, this is my bit. No, it's our business. It's our business. It's my business. It's my life. It's my health. And you sit there and you get on them about that until they do it, because people are not disclosing and people don't care. And you know what? I think there needs to be a registry, like a sex offender registry, but for STDs. Where's a database where you can search up anyone's name, see if they got something, because it's getting too crazy out here, and people want to the clinic wants to make people say what they have, disclose their information in good faith, and you know what? It ain't working because people ain't never safe. People ain't never honest. People are not honest. I've learned that. So protect yourselves. Be careful. I dodged 2 big bullets, and because I had a moral compass, and because I stood firm, and because I knew that having sex really wasn't going to change my life. It was going to be 5 minutes of pleasure, and that's it. Now I got to worry about the morning after, and that is scary. Let me tell you something before I get off this video. I'd rather be a 40-year-old virgin with no girlfriend and barely can hold a hand with a girl than to have all the women in the world and have HIV or herpes. I'd rather live the life I'm living now as a lame, girls overlook me, being a quote unquote Steve Urkel, a loser, a nice guy. I'd rather be all that than to have to take H prep for the rest of my life because I'm scared out of my mind. You don't want that smoke. And I don't have that smoke. I don't have that. I don't have those issues. So, um, yeah, that's it. Okay, bye guys.
You gotta get a outro too. You can't be like, well, yeah, that's it. You know, I always hit him with the Johnny, like the sexy after midnight Johnny. Nah, I'm fucking with you. But yeah, man, look, that's a good ass story though. That's a good story. Very good. See that's what I'm saying though. You just gotta get your production values to match. That was actually a really good story. But man, like I said, it's like life is just life happens too fast. Life happens too fast for people to really want to do stuff like that. You know, I see it from both sides, but I'm definitely on your side with this because I would do the same thing. But it's just like again, it's like how do you set something like that up? That's the difficult part of it. You know, like getting to know somebody, like meeting a girl and you hanging out and shit, and then you got to have that serious conversation about STDs and getting tested and things like that. And I just think a lot of girls just wouldn't want to deal with it. I think a lot of girls they just wouldn't want to be bothered with it. I think that the amount of girls, because you gotta think about it, like the way most girls are gonna look at it, right? Is like they feel like they're giving you a chance. They feel like they're doing you a favor by giving you some pussy or trying to give you some pussy. And then you put walls up, you make it hard. Like, bruh, you're making it hard for them to give you pussy by saying you got to get tested and shit. They're just going to give it to somebody else. And again, I would do the same thing as you. You were 100% right. But it's also with the understanding that it's going to be hard for us to find a girl that would really be cool with that. It's going to be really hard because with girls feeling like they're doing you a favor, they're going to look at it like, well, man, fuck him. I'll just give it to somebody else. I'll just fuck with somebody else. And look, the funny thing about it, they are more than likely they already are. It's another dude that they actively fucking. They just giving you a shot. Damn. All right, Blackcell, which one would you recommend this time? If we're doing one last video, what would you recommend? Give me something. In the meantime, in social media influencer news, Gigi says, so you guys know there's one of the big stories in social media has been the breakup of Kai Cenat and his girlfriend Gigi. And, you know, people have been talking about how much of a gold digger she is. I'm not trying to insult her. But I thought this was kind of funny. It says Gigi says a man interested in dating her needs a minimum 10 million net worth and must be ready to spend more than $100K a month on her. In a new video explaining her breakup with Kai Cenat, she said she's accustomed to a luxury lifestyle. Gigi shared that she grew up wealthy, was driving Benzes at 16, and has no intention of lowering her standards. She also claimed that she asked Kai to leave after he declined to buy her the pink G-Wagon she wanted. So, sound like she was gold digging hard. But also that she might not even really need his money. Like, I don't think she was gold digging in the sense of, I need your money. It's an expectation that she has. Like, I didn't bring this up to talk bad about her. I don't care about what somebody's standards might be. I don't care about girls wanting to date rich niggas and shit. Like, that's, if you want to date a billionaire, great. I know, I really could not care less. But what's crazy, like, what the reason why I wanted to kind of highlight this is that this girl, bruh, look at her. She's attractive. But you're telling me that a girl of this attractiveness in our era can demand 10 million net worth, 100K a month? Like, this all it take to get, bro, we fucked. It's so much worse. I don't think I could ever express how bad dating really is, bro. And I'm not trying to shit on her. She's attractive. I would. I'm just saying that this all you need to get that, to get 10 million. Now, see, I get that all girls are not going to be able to get 10 million net worth, 100K. Like, I got you. But the way this sort of lines up, though, with Blackcels' story is in the topic of like how there's so much going on behind the scenes there's a lot of sucking and fucking going on, but also tricking and hoeing. And what I mean is, it's like, even with girls that might not get to her level to be able to deal with guys with that 10 million net worth, like, I bet you there are girls that I go to the gym with, girls I see in the gym that are messing with dudes that make maybe 500K a year, or been fucked by a rapper or a football player or something like that. Like, it's happening in real time, bro. And I'm just using her as an example of, like, just saying this all you need to be able to fuck with dudes like Kasin at. This all you need to be able to fuck with rich dudes. I see better than this at the gym. So what are the girls that I see at the gym doing? Who are they hooking up with? And so then when people look at me like I'm crazy because I don't have the confidence to talk to these type of girls, again, it's like, bro, the fuck I'm supposed to do? The fuck I'm supposed to think? When girls like this can get with billionaires? Nah, bro. I thought it was Will Smith for a second. The fuck is up with rich celebs and mid to mid high women? But bro, like, it's hoflation. We know what it is. It's hoflation. I ain't saying she a hoe. I get nothing I'm saying here is meant to insult her. I'll make that clear. But it's hoflation. It's hoflation. And really, again, it's just the way guys are. It's the way, like, guys, like, a girl like that, for most men that are into black girl, that's more than enough. That's more like, yeah, people have said Kai could have did better, could have models and shit. Cause this girl is she's pretty average. You think about it, she's very close, like, she's attractive, but like, if you saw her in like the mall or something, you wouldn't be like, whoa. Like, she would just be one of the attractive girls that you kind of see in the mall. Like, I can go to the mall and see a couple of these, bro. But what stands out about it to me is just that with her not being that attractive, but being able to get, like, look at, and these, to have these kind of standards, to have those type of standards and to get what she wants, which, again, bravo to her, good. I'm not shaming her. It's saying that, you know, when you wonder why guys are just so defeated and deflated when it comes to dating, it's because we see shit like this. So when I go to the gym, or I go to the mall, or I go to the grocery store and I see girls looking like her or better, and bro, I told you guys, that girl that I was clicking with at the gym, that I wasn't even physically attracted to, I thought she was ugly, but I liked her. She told me that one of her exes, he wasn't rich, but he came from like a wealthy-ish family, like probably like upper middle class, to where he could have, you know, any shoes, clothes, like just good shit, right? And no offense to her, because I liked her. I liked this girl. But I thought she was kind of ugly. And she was able to get with like an upper class guy that could provide her with a level up on her lifestyle. It's just that it didn't work out. But that's how crazy shit is now, bro. That's how crazy it is. The girl that slept with 4 guys a day is now with a new boyfriend. He has no clue what she's done. Blackcels, what video shop? We got to get one more in. Give another video. Oh, inflation. Google Yuki Aoi or Maria Issei. That's my type of woman right there. Let me know what you think. Let me hold up. I'm gonna do that, but let me let me turn the screen off first. This might be Oh, this might be some Japanese adult actresses or something. Yuki Aoi. Yuki Aoi. Yuki. Oh, no way. Oh, love. Oh, love. What? She is cute. Man, not bad. Not bad. Whoa. Oh. Ooh. And I don't even like Asian girls like that. But she is adorable. I just want to pick the little cheeks. Look at her. She's so cute. Oh my God. And she probably, I'm not going to say I ain't going to say it. I'm just saying that, she might have been in a few backroom casting couches. You know how it go in the Japanese entertainment industry, man. I hate to say it. She probably done been in some back rooms, bro. I'm playing, kind of. She is so adorable. It's the cutest shit I've seen all day. Oh. This is the cutest thing I've seen all day. Oh, man. Not bad. Who's the other one? Maria Issei. Maria. No, she's not as cute. I would. Because I don't have high physical standards, but she ain't as cute. She alright. She's straight. Beggars can't be choosers. I like the bags on her eyes, though. Yeah, I would. Man, what? I feel like most of my standards are not even of the physical. It ain't too many girls you could probably bring up where I'd be like, nah. Ain't too many. She had to be like fat and sloppy, like sloppy fat. I'm doing some research on religion and sex because some of this shit don't make any sense to me. Still listening though. Don't income bracket matter here? She probably from a rich family, so she expects her man to be rich, even though she is. Oh yeah, for sure. Like that's, and she said that. But this is what I'm saying though, Gumbo. This is what I'm saying. That's why I'm not shaming her expectation. I'm saying let's take her background out of the equation. Kasenat is wifing her not based on her coming from an upper class family. He's wifing her based on, I like you, I like the way you look. So what I'm saying is that girl gets rich niggas regardless of how much money she got. That's what I'm saying. That's the point. What you're saying is just where the expectation probably comes from. That's why I'm not shaming her, because she's from that. She's not like some hood rat who just came out the damn low income housing projects and thinking that Duke Dennis supposed to swoop in and sweep her off her feet. No, she come from that. She used to that. That's why I'm not coming at it. I'm not coming at her like that. I'm saying that even if she was a broke bitch, she could have the same standard and get guys like Kasinat or close to it. And that's kind of scary when you think about it. Because like I said, we out here as average guys don't really know what the hell is going on. But the same girls that we're crushing on, the same girls that we like, the girls, if you go to college, girls you go to college with, girls you work with, they can play that game. They're like, some of them are again, they might not be messing with dudes on Kasinat level, but they're messing with guys on a whole different tier than you. You know, like, for instance, there was a guy who lived in front of me for a while, or his family did, And he played in the G League in basketball. Like he played basketball overseas. And again, he ain't like NBA millionaire or nothing, but I'm just saying those are the type of guys that are around that you're competing with. Right in front of me is somebody that's playing professional basketball over. Well, he don't live there anymore, but years ago, there's a guy from my neighborhood who's playing basketball overseas. So when he come back, to town, right? Like that's the type of competition. So it's not to say you gotta be worried about Casinat type levels specifically, but as an average dude, there's levels that you're competing with that aren't that far away. When I go to the gym, I see some nice ass cars out there, bro. It's some sports cars out there. I'm in a fucking Kia Soul to 2014. When I'm at work, I see a couple of Teslas. I've seen a handful of Teslas pull up to my job. Like this, like it's guys like that around, bro. And so when you see girls that you like, girls that you don't know what they doing on that Friday night, that Saturday night, who they hooking up with, who in their DMs. I see cute girls at my local gym that mog her, but I don't think they have access to date millionaires. But you don't know. That's what, bro, I'm telling you, don't know. Some of them, maybe not. Some of them, bro. When my friend gave me 2 stories I can lay on y'all right now to prove my point. When my friend was in college, this was years ago, and he said there was this girl that was like attractive, but she was kind of like stuck up. Different guys would try to get at her, they couldn't get at her. You guys know, let me see. John Wall, North Carolina. Where am I from? North Carolina. John Wall is a Raleigh, North Carolina native. He's from my state. My friend told me that when he was in college, that same girl, John Wall, came to his campus. That same girl was following behind him. And with other girls, like, so when he came to the college campus, like, there were several girls that was following behind him and his entourage. Now, see, this was years ago. So this was back when he was probably like his early 20s and shit like that. Cause he only 2 years older than me. So, yeah, like so that girl, you might, I got a crush on her. I like her. John Wall, you don't know that at her college, she meeting John Wall because he pulled up because he from North Carolina. Another one. Same friend, he knew a girl that got flown out by DJ Academics. I'm sure you guys know who DJ Academics is. I forgot the exact details of the story, but I just remember look at DJ Academics. But I forgot the exact details. But he basically told me there was a girl. It was either a girl from college or a girl that he worked with. But he said, yeah, I know a girl, she got flown out by DJ Academics. Boom. But it's happening. Shit is real. That's all I'm saying. Bruh, look at me. Look at me. Right now. You see me, right? I'm in my room talking to you guys. I have no idea what any of the bitches I done seen this week are doing. All the girls I seen at the store, all the girls I seen in the gym, all the girls I seen at work, I don't know what they doing. They could be watching Netflix. They could be playing with their little dildo or something. they could be riding millionaire dick. But I'm just saying, bro, you don't really know what's happening sometimes, bro. Shit is happening though. It's happening now. It's real. That's all I'm saying. It's so much more real than what people realize, bro. That's all I'm trying to get guys to understand, dog. Like, these girls are active. They are moving. They active. They busy, bro. They not like us. They not like, dude, they not like me playing Fallout New Vegas in 2026, eating graham crackers. They sucking dick. Okay. I got a question for Super Chat. In the Jehovah's Witness belief, is there like a hierarchy of sin, like in Catholicism? Not that I really remember. I could be wrong. I'm probably not the one to ask as far as like the more detailed aspects of the religion. There are certain key things I remember. But I mean, the thing that stands out about Jehovah's Witnesses that I remember in regards to how they handle sin and how they look at sin, you know, they don't expect anybody to be perfect. But there are certain things that they don't tolerate. So it's kind of a hierarchy when you think about it, because if you know anything about Jehovah's Witnesses, you know that they have the whole disfellowship thing where if they feel like you are sinning without repentance, then you'll be disfellowship, which basically means you'll be kicked out of the church. But obviously everybody is a sinner. Everybody from any religious perspective, everybody is a sinner. Like, we're all sinners. But there are certain things where if you get caught doing it and keep doing it, you can get disfellowship. So that's why I would say there is kind of a hierarchy, because, for instance, my mom got disfellowship when she had me, because she had my sister out of wedlock while going to the church. They sat her down. They talked with her about it, you know, yada, yada. Okay, you committed this sin, but we're going to support you, and you know what you did was wrong, etc. But when I was born, she got disfellowship because they're like, okay, this is your second damn time. Like, you don't understand. Women, you're having children out of wedlock. So she got disfellowship for years. Now, years later, they let her back in though. So she's cool with the Jehovah's Witnesses. Ever since I was like a kid, really. So she was probably disfellowship for about 10 years or so. 8, 10 years, some shit like that. But the point is, they don't have like a specific list in terms of a hierarchy. But I think to be disfellowship, there are specific things that they look for sure. Like, you can't be gay, like openly gay in the Jehovah's Witness church and they just gonna roll. Nah, they don't do that shit. They're like, hey, you can't be a Tyler Perry ass nigga. Right? You better keep that on the down low. You can't be openly gay in there. Again, if they find out, they'll talk with you about it. They want to see where you at to see if you understand what you're doing is wrong, and then try to guide you on how to correct the behavior. But it ain't no, I'm gonna just be gay in the church, or I'm gonna just, have sex out of wedlock in the church, or have children, fornicate. Because the way they look at it is that if they allow anyone in the church to do these things openly, it could spread around the church. So if you have people who are fornicating in the church, then they're going to start fornicating with other members of, right? if you have openly gay men or women in the church, and they're gonna start, right? That's how they look at it. And I assume it could also apply to shit like drug use as well. You know, like if you're a drug addict or gambling, alcoholic, you know, if your behavior gets to a point where you're out of control, you'll probably get this fellowship too. But I don't think there's a specific hierarchy, but there are definitely certain things that stand out. Usually sex related shit, if we're being honest. And obviously, like, if you rob a banker or some crazy shit, like, or you kill somebody, right? Everyone say Virgin Tales. Is that the one? Is that the one you want me to watch? Virgin. I don't ask Blackcels about damn 5 times what porn did to me. No girls ever liked me. Wait a minute. You said no girls ever liked you, but you just had a girl that liked you. I was almost 500 pounds. Damn. I paid her rent. She got kicked out. If your status ain't hood. This is funnier when you look at it like these were songs. If your status ain't hood. Yeah, but they put all that money into that car. They may not have extra. Oh, for sure. You got some people out here just perpetrating. You know, don't get it twisted now. I know you got some guys out here. I gotta put the headphones on my head. You got some guys out here just perpetrating like they got it when they don't. That's real shit too. But you got some real. We got some real ballers out here, bro. Some people really. My supervisor was just telling me about like one of the guys that kind of comes around at times. Like, I wouldn't say he's a millionaire, but I think his net worth has hit close to like $1 million or something. So that's right in, you know, that's right in the city. Right. So you don't know exactly like what type of ballers you got going or have in your vicinity. And it might not even be in your area. Remember, this is the social media age. So you might be in one part of the state, but then you got guys in the other part of the state balling in the DMs of the girls in your part of the state. So you're competing with a wide range of guys because of social media and how it's connected everybody. You know, one thing I always remember about going on the Pineapple Show was, that's Virgin Tales. But one thing I remember about going on the Pineapple Show was like a lot of the girls up there, like they didn't go in depth, but they would kind of briefly mention like, yeah, I have football players in my DMs, basketball players. Right. So again, it happens. It happens. So y'all do it kind of like, don't say y'all like, hey, I ain't in the shit. Like the Amish and shit. Yeah, something like that though. I think it's mostly because they don't want bad influences. Yeah, I mean, Jehovah's Witnesses get a lot of flack for the disfellowship practice, but I always thought it made sense. Not necessarily that I agree with the criteria, but I get the idea. It's like you have a group and you guys are supposed to behave and act a certain way. If you're not walking in step with the group, then you're throwing things off. You know, like it's kind of a common sense. It's like if it's a basketball team and you have certain rules, like you got to show up to practice on time, and you got to show up and watch film, and you got to show up for the games and this and that, and you got somebody on the team that don't show up for practice, don't watch film, missing games, partying. Like you're fucking up the culture. You're fucking up the flow. So, you know, when the trade season come around, when it's time to trade niggas, you might get traded. You know, because we trying to keep everybody on the same page. So that's how I always looked at it. You know, was just I kind of got that, was that they don't want people in there, because if they start tolerating it, then so imagine we got this like a guy in there, and he's just there trying to fuck everything that moves. I'm trying to fuck all these girls, and they just let it slide. Now you got a 6'5" giga nigga in the damn church impregnating the young girls. That's why they don't play that shit. Like, you know, I just come in here and start fucking these, fucking all bitches.
Hey guys, so it is Saturday afternoon.
Virgin
I want to talk
Tales.
about, this is going to be a short video. I want to talk about 2 virgin stories that I have, all right? One is from 10 years ago, one is from a couple years ago, but it's not as further back. So, I'm gonna be very careful how I word this, but I used to work at a drug rehab center. I won't say the name, but I was there. This is about 10, 11 years ago, back when I was, you know, fat, 500 pounds and whatever. But anyway, short. You know, the clients there were all court ordered. They were all drug addicts. Okay, fine, whatever. They were getting clean. Okay, fine, it's good. They're getting their life together. Some of the clients died at like 23 years old. I outlived some of my clients. It's pretty sad. But me and the other workers were talking, and we overheard some of the clients were talking about their past, you know, sexual experience. And of course, that's not really allowed. We don't want to get stuff too graphic and make it raunchy. So I get up and I'm like, "Hey guys, can you guys, you know, tone that down? We're not really here to talk about, you know, high school, teenage times or sexual history. We're here to talk about recovery.
Man, you a buzz.
Get to work." And they're like, "Oh, what? You ain't never done nothing, man. You're not that bad looking of a guy. You ain't never done nothing." And I sit and simply after says, "None of your business." All right.
Fair.
So
That's fair.
I end up going back in the office.
You a buzzkill, man. Damn. Hey guys, we can't be talking about this sex stuff. Hey now, leave the vagina talk at home. We're here for work.
And I was talking to the other workers. Now, at the time, I was good friends with one of the workers, one of the other co-workers. We actually were PS4 buddies, and he actually was on my channel. I made a channel back in like 10, 11 years ago. And, well, about 8 to 10 years ago, he actually looked at my content. So we talked about it. And I had made a video about me being a virgin, even back then, because I'm still a virgin now. And we were talking about the video at the job, but it was behind closed doors. Well, it just so happened one of the clients heard us talking about the topic at hand through a door outside the office. So now, because of what me and him were talking about privately, the client eavesdropped in without us knowing, and then heard us talk about stuff. Now there's like 50 security cameras in the office at the time. All right, I just happened to look up just to make sure the inmates or the clients were doing good. I saw him standing outside the door eavesdropping. I immediately opened the door. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And of course he said, "Oh, nothing. I just heard you guys talking." He was nervous. He was really nervous. All right, he was stumbling his words. So I'm like, "What did you hear us talk about?" And, you know, I said, "You know, don't lie. There's audio in the cameras. We can hear what you're saying. We can just look back at the cameras." And he said, "Well, you know, I heard that, you know, you were talking about being a virgin or something." He didn't know about me having a channel, but he did hear the virgin part. Then all the clients were like, "Oh my gosh, such and such is a virgin, such and such is a virgin. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I've never seen a black male virgin before." I'm like, "Oh God." So a week passes. Everyone knows. The female ward knows. Female clients know. The male ward knows. Staff knows. So I'm kind of trying to play it down. But I was.
You know what's funny? The people at my job know I'm a virgin too. You know, I'm like, I guess it sounded like in your story you were like kind of trying to keep it on the down low. Me, I can't even lie, bro. I kind of get off on people finding out. I like seeing their reaction. Right? I'm kind of a troll in that regard. I like seeing how people react to it. I'm not gonna just like say it to say it, but if the conversation comes up, because the thing is, like, I work with a lot of older people, and older people, the only thing they really have to talk about a lot of times is like wife, kid, relationship, that type of shit. So when they first trying to get to know you, they just trying to see like if you got a wife and kid. Like that's the first thing. And so I kind of got or rather I exposed myself pretty quickly. And but nobody gave me shit for it. There's one guy that's an older guy, like he jokes, he'll ask me like, did I get any pussy over the weekend or anything like that? But not in like trying to play me or anything like that. He cool, but just he kind of like a old school like man's type, right? And so he kind of look at it like me being my age, I should just be fucking everything, right? But you know, he's a cool older guy. I'm just saying that what I find interesting is that in my experience, telling people that I was a virgin never seemed to really cause any problems. For the most part. For the most part. I remember when I told that girl from the gym that I was a virgin, she told some regulars, and one of them thought maybe I was gay, and then another one was gay and asked her asked her to tell me that if I was interested, I could swing that way, but you know, of course they ain't going for that shit. But that's about it. Like, I think that's about the worst thing that could come from it that I've noticed, that people just, they just end up thinking that you gay or something like that. But if not that, then they're just going to try to encourage you to have sex if they feel like, if they don't feel like you're okay with it, then they'll try to encourage you to go get some. But I think with me, because I always established that, yeah, I'm a virgin, but you know, it's cool. Like, I'm pretty much a virgin by choice, yada, yada. I've noticed that people tend to understand where I'm coming from. You know, like even the older guy that I was talking about, you know, he says, yeah, you gotta be careful, because he talks about the prevalence of STDs and shit like that. So even guys like that understand that, you know, being a virgin has its merits, basically.
I was kind of like in the middle. I was kind of getting made fun of, and you know, of course, I would reprimand the clients and stuff. And they would get in extra trouble for that because it's personal stuff, and it was no one's business because me and the co-worker were talking behind a door, lowering our voice, just talking about the actual video, and he eavesdropped and heard us talking despite all the noise outside the office. That's a problem. So me and the client, I pulled him aside, the one that hurt us, and said, "Man, why are you eavesdropping?"
Yeah.
And he said, "You know, I just want to, you know, I was just being nosy." And I'm like, "Dude, that cost me. That cost me a lot." So whatever, I get written up for that. I write him up for that. Okay, so
You wrote him up? You're a buzzkill.
that same client had an STD scare. Apparently, something flared up, and he got scared. I had to take him to the nurse's office on the first floor. And, you know, it was kind of ironic. It was kind of full circle that the very person that kind of got on me for being a virgin was the very person that had an STD scare for not being a virgin, for being out there. And, it was just, warts or something like that. I really don't know.
I think with guys, with sex havers, let's call them sex havers. One thing you got to understand about them though is like they can't imagine being virgins as like adults, especially going into like mid-20s, late 20s, 30s. My God, like to us, we're so used to it. We're used to it, but you gotta understand, man, like for a lot of people, their sexual experiences, their relationships, it makes up a big part of their life. So to them, that's why he might even look at it like, I'd rather be me with my herpes. I'm just telling you, man. Like that's how they would look at it. I'd rather be me with my gonorrhea and my herpes than to be a 30-year-old virgin. I promise you, there are people that would rather have the STDs that they have, the child support that they paying, the unhappy marriage, because they couldn't. It's such a big part of their life. Like they couldn't imagine their life subtract every sexual experience. Now subtract every relationship, all the time I spent with this girl or that girl, and not only that, but the social aspect of it. Because I think a lot of people imagine that being a known virgin is a lot worse than what it really is. I know what it's like because I like to tell people I'm a virgin. I think it's funny, and it's not that bad. It's worse in school because that's when people are like immature and shit. But as an adult, most people, again, they just gonna think that you fruity.
It's not my business. I don't remember, but I told him, there's a reason why I am the way I am, to avoid situations that you're in. And he kind of got it, and he said, yeah, you're right. You're right. Is this person gonna pay? And it was kind of like a light bulb moment. Like, oh, that's why he doesn't date. That's why he doesn't, go out there and be with girls, even though he could. Now, he didn't know I was a lame, and I can't get no girls, and girls don't like me that way. But anyway, I had to keep the illusion up, because, we're all guys in there. So, whatever. But it was kind of interesting that he suffered the consequences. And if he had just been like me, he wouldn't be in that specific situation. All the clients wouldn't have been in that situation if they would have just been virgins. But that's not really
Well, look, they don't have to go to the extreme that we do. Like I get it. Like me and you, we OGs in the game, bro. We are hardcore. Now that's one thing we have to understand. Me and you, we are hardcore virgins, bro. Like we extra with the shit. We take it too far. we take this virgin shit too far. Like one thing I've always tried to do is to not necessarily encourage guys to try to be like me. I think if anything, I try to understand the source. And what I mean by the source is like every guy that's kind of close to how we feel in our experiences, when it comes to women, like there's a different source of like what the issue is and what the problem is. And, I don't want to give guys the wrong type of advice, because they might not have the same source that I have. And my source is that being single just never bothered me that much. But I noticed there are some guys where they want to like delete their attraction to women. They want to delete the sex drive. But it's out of frustration. It's not this, and that's why I'm so careful about that, because I don't want to try to influence somebody who's trying to be like me or trying to embrace the virgin life out of frustration. If it's a frustration thing, it's probably not going to work. It ain't going to work the way it worked for me. Because for me, it wasn't rooted in a frustration. I'm just really built like that. You know, if the issue is frustration, then you got to take a different path. But I do think, though, you can take or incorporate like certain philosophies or practices or things that we might believe and kind of apply it. Like the whole STD thing, right? It's like you ain't got to be a virgin, but you can go get tested regularly. You can go get tested before you have sex with somebody. You can practice basic common sense in terms of standards. You know, don't date single mothers. Don't date promiscuous women. Don't date BP demons, right? So I think you don't have to go to the extreme that we have. We on a different level. It must be understood. We on a different level with this shit. But at the very least, I try to encourage guys to try to apply like just good sense, good common sense. Like if you're going to have sex, if you're going to date and whatnot, just be sensible about it. Be careful about who you choose to be with. Protect your health. And don't allow yourself to fall into, you know, the major pitfalls that other men tend to. You know, it's like when I look at my friend, he's in a horrifically toxic relationship. And, you know, I always remember when he was telling me about the girl that he's with now, it was just so funny because everything he was telling me was just like red flag, red flag, red flag. Like I understood this is you walking into a death trap, but he didn't listen to me. Now see, he didn't have to be a virgin like me. He didn't have to be a lifelong virgin like me, but he could have applied like my good sense in terms of like just knowing, oh, this bitch is crazy. I should like just like when I told you guys that story about my sister when she came over with that girl and that girl peeked into my room and saw the anime shit, and then I feel like she was trying to get at me, dog. But I just got a bad vibe about her. One, because she was with my sister, and my sister only hang with crazy people. My sister's the craziest person I know. And it's funny, like we're polar opposites, actually. I remember when I at my last job, there was somebody that I worked with that knew her, and she was like, "Are you crazy like your sister?" Like my sister got a reputation, but yeah, any girl that's with my sister is insane, bro. And nothing good could come from a girl that hang around my sister. So I trusted my gut, and I kind of gave her the cold shoulder when she was over here. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I would hope guys would apply. You know, you don't have to be a 30-year-old virgin and all that. That's the extreme end. But you don't have to be like a lot of these normies out here either that are putting their health at risk by having sex with complete strangers or getting into relationships with people that, quite frankly, just aren't good people, aren't compatible with them, not setting a standard for themselves. You know, that's what I want to see guys do.
That's a kind of a fairy tale. That's kind of a weird thing to say to a bunch of guys. But there's a method behind the madness, and I end up getting respect for that. Because I ain't got to worry about STD clinics or anything like that. I ain't got to worry about warts or herpes or STDs or gonorrhea or burning world IP or taking all this medicine. And STDs are getting scary. That's why I don't do nothing. That's why I ain't got time for this. Anyway.
I don't do that.
So, the other story. So, now this was a bit more weirder. Well, it's spiritually inclined, but it is what it is. Anyway. So, I was hanging out with this one girl. I won't name any names, but she liked me, and I'm like, all right, let's see what.
Wait a minute, Blackcels. You just said she liked you, but then you also said that I'm lame and girls don't like me. Are you using weaponized pessimism the way that I do? I do the same thing. I do the same shit. I talk about this a little bit in the next video that I'm gonna put out, but I was talking to Gemini, the Google AI. I've been fucking around with the AI chatbots. Mostly using it for like it's really good at breaking down like approach to like for instance, we were talking about the Busta Groove soundtrack, and it was telling me like how the music is arranged. Like, dude, AI chatbots are amazing. That's all I'm gonna say. It's fucking amazing. Oh man, like that damn AI chatbot. We were sitting here talking about Busta Groove soundtrack, and he was just. I mean, it was so encouraging. It was like you can make instrumentals like these. You gotta understand the how they match the bass with the kicks, and if you're using it's oh my, I love that shit. But but I was kind of feeding it my philosophy on girls, and it said something interesting, and it told me that I use weaponized pessimism, which is basically like I assume the worst in order to not get too much hope or gain or develop too much hope in regards to girls. So it's like that story I told you guys earlier, like when I was in the gym and I was working out and there was the light-skinned girl with the big ass on the treadmill to the right of me. As I'm working out, I keep telling myself, like, if I start thinking about her or noticing her, I tell myself, that girl don't like you, bro. Like, man, get out of here. That girl, like, man, fuck out of here, bro. Don't even think about it. Think about the goddamn weights, right? Like that. That's how I keep myself focused. But then when I get up, she following right behind me and shit. But it's like it's a defense mechanism. It's a tactic, to kind of keep you on the straight and narrow, basically. Because as a guy, it's only natural for your brain to your brain's always looking for sexual opportunity. And so weaponized pessimism is a way to kind of keep that at bay. But I'm just saying, like, you kind of contradicted yourself there, because you said she liked me, but you also said girls don't like you. But I do the same shit, right? I like to exaggerate my own unattractiveness because it keeps me keeps me focused.
Where it's going. I'm not really interested. But let's see where it goes. We're kind of like alone. We're kind of alone in her room. I'm not going to tell you how I ended up there. I don't care. I'm not going to go into any more details. But anyway.
You got a lot farther than me, man. You got bitches. You in a bitch room? You in a bitch room? I ain't got that far, bro. God damn. You got far. Damn. That's impressive. I ain't seen hide nor hair of a bitch's room in my life.
She started smoking. She was high. I didn't smoke because I want to say sober minded. That's what the Bible says. And not only that, I was the driver, so I didn't smoke. I didn't drink. She was drinking.
How did I know you were not a smoker or drinker? How did I know? Well, I don't drink either. I used to smoke back in the day. I did have I had quite a fun time back in the day. I used to have my fun with marijuana, but I had to stop because that shit just made me paranoid all the time.
And she was, all over me, like, "Oh, I love you," and let's do it, blah 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 blah. And how can I explain this without getting too graphic?
Girls don't like me. However, I'm in a girl's room and she's all over me telling me how she loves me. This nigga.
She laid on the bed with kind of like how like a baby lays on the bed when they get her diaper changed. Let's just say it like that. That's how she was. She was inviting me in with her underwear, and her underwear was wet for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway. And I heard a voice.
Hold on.
in the back of my mind. Now this I won't forget. Now this I will say. The voice told me, "Don't do it.
Do not do it, nigga.
Don't do it. I know this is your opportunity. I know this is your chance at an opportunity. I know you guys vibe well, but don't do it." Verbatim, that's what I heard in my mind. And I knew it wasn't a hallucination. That was a command. And she was laying there, waiting for me to get in there. I'm talking like she was doing stuff with herself, just a whole bunch of crazy stuff that I'm not really used to. I'm not used to that world. And I kind of smiled and lifted her up and kind of said, "Hey, why don't we go outside for a cigarette? Because I vape." She said, "Yeah, sure. So we're smoking, and after we smoked, she fell asleep. But I obeyed what that voice said to me. Don't do it. Don't do it." So come to find out, a week later, I talked to someone, that had been with her, and he said, "Hey man, you just seen such and such lately?" I'm like, "Yeah, I saw her last week and we spent some time together." She said, "Hey man, you didn't sleep with her, right?" And I'm like, "No. Why?" She said, "Hey man, she got the clap. She got chlamydia. She has a couple of things going on.
a couple of things.
She just don't care." And it kind of spooked me a little bit, because that voice told me not to do it, and I didn't do it. And you know what? Something else is interesting. In case something happened, I bought condoms. So I had condoms in my backpack, unopened, sealed, brand new, not even like a day old. It was like a couple of hours.
I got condoms too. Extra small. I had to special order them from China. I'm kidding.
That day.
Or am I?
And I had an opportunity to lose it. She was ready and willing. She was fine with it. She was cool with it. Consent, all that. And there was a voice that told me not to do it, and I obeyed that voice. Come to find out, she got like 3 things.
Don't do it, nigga.
Man, I think that was God.
Don't do it.
You can
nigga.
call it what it is. You can call it schizophrenia. You can call it a male intuition. I think it was God. I think it was the Holy Spirit that was looking after me.
Praise Jesus.
I'm weary of this particular person. I have to be. And I think God knows where my heart is. And I'm sorry. Forgive me, Father. I know God knows where my heart is.
Forgive me,
He
Father.
knows where my mind is. There's still some innocence left in me. I'm not completely wicked. There's like some innocence left in me. I'm like a little kid sometimes in certain aspects, and girls and sex is one of them. I'm very naive and I'm very vulnerable.
Yes.
I'm very vulnerable because I have no experience. So because I'm very not childlike, but very innocent in that aspect,
Childlike.
I think God will kind of look out for me more in that realm than in something else.
God cop block you, bro. I'd be mad. I hope I don't hear that voice. Like, nigga, shut up. I finally made it, nigga.
Because he knows that I don't, like, I know better, but I don't know better. It's one of those two. It's like yes and no. So that's pretty much it. The 2 virgin stories. Okay, I got made fun for being a virgin, but then I got respect for being a virgin, and I had a chance to lose my virginity.
I feel like a lot of times though, the respect for being a virgin is kind of like, it's kind of fake respect. I'm gonna be honest with you. Cause I get that too when I tell people I'm a virgin, but because I own it and I have good reason for it, like they respect it. I don't think they really I don't think they really respect like genuine. I don't think it's really like a genuine respect. I think they really be like, this weird ass. I really do, but I don't care either way. I'm just saying, I just think people aren't gonna be again, people are too old to be making fun of you being a virgin, bro. Like, we old niggas.
And then I personally believe it was the Holy Spirit that told me not to lose it, and I obeyed that voice. Come to find out, I dodged 3 massive bullets. Can you imagine if I would have just like ignored that voice? Oh gosh.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, you got God looking out for you. You know, um, because I'm not really religious. I'll try to look at it I try to get things like logically, right? I look at shit from like a logical perspective. I look at it like, again, logical barriers. So it's like, if you're in that situation where you got a girl right there in the bed, but you got a bad feeling about it. Now, for you, that bad feeling, it came in the form of a sort of religious experience, right? You felt your connection to God. You felt that inner voice speaking to you, and you were able to make the wisest, best decision for yourself in that moment. You know, now see how I would get out of that moment is it's the basic rules, right? The basic established rules that we talked about earlier. Don't have sex with someone. Don't have sex with someone before you get tested for STDs. Anyway, if you do that, whether God is calling or not, right, that acts as a barrier as well. You know, so I try to, you know, use just logic to sort of determine if I should move forward with a situation or not. But I never got that close. That's damn close. that's damn close. A lot of I got to give you your props there though, because sometimes I wonder how well I would do under that level of pressure. I've been kind of fortunate that in most of the situations I've been in, I was far away enough from the goal, if you will, that it was pretty easy to do the right thing. You know, it's easy to say no when you're both clothed and you're in a store or whatever the case may be. But I've never been like in a girl's room and she in the baby, the baby position. I know what you're talking about. I never been in that situation though. You know, sometimes it's easy to do the right thing because the temptation isn't high enough. But you're in a very tempting predicament there. I think even with your knowledge of STDs and why you should be mindful of it, you know, that would break a lot of smart guys, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like getting that close, I don't care how much you care about catching some shit, bro. A lot of motherfuckers would have broke right there, bro. I think at my level now, I'd be good. I think I got a great deal of self-control. I think I'd be all right. But years ago, I don't know. Like, how old were you when this happened? When I was in like my early 20s, I would have fucked up. I would have fucked up. I got lucky. I was very vulnerable during my early 20s. I would say that was my most vulnerable period, for sure. Because I was still like trying to find myself. I was still feeling kind of lost in the world. So I think back then I probably would have fucked up. Now, not so much. I think I'd be pretty good now. But damn, man, you dodged some bullets. Shit. You had some close calls. See, I never got that close. So I can't, I don't have like that kind of story. Most of my stories are just like, you know, missed opportunities off of choosing signals and shit like that. What's tripping me is the Catholics treat sexual sin as a grave sin that you got to repent to a priest for. And I'm like, why is that considered extra bad to preserve marriage being sacred? I guess. Yeah. I feel like it's kind of the same thing with the Jehovah's Witnesses. You know, it seems like sexual sin seems to be at the top of the list for some reason. And I guess probably when you think about it, above that would be shit like violent sin, like murder and stealing, and most average people don't do that. I think that the sin that tends to cause the most damage to people's lives, but also be the most commonly indulged in is sex. If we're being honest, sex is probably the most commonly indulged and most harmful sin that people are going to engage in. Most people aren't going around stealing. Most people aren't going around murdering and raping and things like that. So for the average person, what type of sin? And then of course you have like stuff like gambling or sloth. But you're not gonna get this fellowship for sloth. Look, they pull me in. You a lazy motherfucker. It's just not gonna happen. I think sex tends to have that distinction because it comes with great consequences, and it's something that we all have to sort of wrestle with. Everybody has to wrestle with their own sexual desires, urges in one way or another, whether it's pornography, wanting to cheat, fornication, homosexuality. Then you got the consequences like STDs and unwanted abortion. That's a big one. So it's sex is. I think that's why, because the consequences can be so heavy, and it's something that we all have to deal with. As opposed to like murder. Like, right? I just really want to murder a motherfucker, man. Right? Ain't too many of them Jeffrey Dahmer ass niggas walking around. Luckily. Hey, Chad, watch Bocce the Rock. It's about music and social anxiety. You might like it. Bocce the Rock. That sounds boring, but I'll look it up. Hey, it's anime. I should have known. I feel like I've seen this chick somewhere. Oh, Bocce the Rock. Bocce the Rock. All right. Let me take this picture of it and save it so I can remember it. Bocce the Rock. I want to watch that new Kamen Rider shit. I feel you on the sister thing. What, my crazy sister? I'm telling you, man. My sister is insane. Dude. I might not have God's protection, but I think my intuition is pretty good. It's pretty good. I think one thing about me, I can be just, it's just being good at reading people and just connecting the dots. That's kind of how I get by. Connected. So it's like, I know my sister crazy. So if you with her, you crazy. Next. I use very simple logic and formulas to protect myself. One rule I live by. Anybody that's friends with my sister is plumb crazy, without a doubt. Chad finally reached 4K subscribers. Well, I reached it like a week ago, and it went back down to 3,999. And I guess it shot back up tonight. Great. You know what? I did find something in my research. Premarital laws in the U.S. Apparently, for example, in Virginia, up until 2020, it wasn't fully legal. Premarital laws. Wait, what wasn't fully legal? What was that? What was talking about? Premarital laws. Premarital? Oh, you talking about premarital sex? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm sure that law was heavily enforced. Like 33, I think. Okay. Yeah. I mean, all right. Yeah, I ain't gonna give you that much credit. Then you an old nigga by then. You should have known better anyway. Yeah, when I was in my early 20s, bro, I would have fucked up. I ain't even gonna lie. I would have fucked up. I didn't have the same defense mechanisms in place, bro. I would have fucked up. Like that story I always tell about the cashier girl that I didn't go for because she was dating my friend. If she was not dating my friend, I would have did so. I would have, man. That would have been it. It would like my whole virgin journey. Like I was like 22, 23 when that shit happened. Like I was young, man. Like this whole decade of like journey of virgin experience would have been gone just like that, bro. Wasted on a harlot, and she was a harlot. And the one thing that I know, like how I know, like I'm kind of glad that situation played out the way that it did, bro. Was that girl was definitely like a hoe, bro. Like she was a hoe. I think she wanted to fuck the whole team, bro. Cause she ended up having sex with his or hooking up with his cousin or something like that. And yeah, that man, it's like if it wasn't intuition, if it wasn't God, the stars would just align for me every step of the way, bro, to make it here. Every step of the way. Yeah, anyone hanging with my sister should be written off. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, but I am not joking. I'm like my sister is like my sister is so crazy. So when I got my first part-time job, she was my ride to get there. And it's about it's a 10-mile trip roughly. I say about 10 miles to get there and back to my house. So 5 miles there, 5 miles back. I was so sick of her ass, like riding with her. I took my money and bought a bike, and I rode my bike 5 miles to work, 5 miles back home in the dark rather than ride in a car with her. That's how much I don't like my sister, bro. I rode a bike 10 miles to work a pissy ass part-time job just so I wouldn't have to be around her, bro. That was the seriousness of it. It's so funny taking like your shades off after you wear it for a while. Like, damn, life is bright. I got used to that shit. Life is why so bright in here? Shit. Damn. And my eyes look small. Oh, God. Okay. Gotta get used to this. It's too bright in here. Shit. Premarital sex wasn't legal in several states. Damn. Yep. We hit the 4K level. I was actually talking with Blackcels about something, but you ain't in your Discord much, so I wanted to tell you something here instead. I had a girlfriend until recently that I was actually really with in a lot of ways. Just a modest religious chick who was smart and pretty, no baggage. I ain't going to say much more than that, but like my point is that there are some very good women out there. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, for sure. I've never been one to say all women are bad, all women are awful. You know, why my eyes look so small? I got Duke Dennis eyes tonight. Lord, I guess that's how it looks when you wear shades all the time. Shit, get my eyes open. Damn. Okay, but yeah, you know, even that, I gotta stop calling her ugly. That's kind of mean. Lord, the girl from the gym that looked like a gremlin. I'm gonna just say I put it like that. She was cool as fuck. She was cool. Now, based on our conversations, I could tell that, you know, she had some of those traits, some of those female traits that, you know, would probably bother me, but she was very self-aware of it. That's kind of what I appreciated about her. Like when we were talking about stuff like that, you know, she said like in one of her previous relationships, she would do the thing where she would try to tell her boyfriend to do something that she really didn't want him to do. And if he did it, she would lose respect for him. Like that sort of shit. So she definitely had some ways about her. But overall, like, I kind of look at her as being an example of like, okay, like she was cool. Like she was somebody I could see myself having a decent relationship with. But she had a boyfriend, so it just wasn't meant to be. So it's not that I don't believe that they're out there. I just think that this is very rare. You know, it's hard. It's hard to find somebody that you're really compatible with. And she said the same thing. You know, she said, because me and her, we kind of got that same thing going on, the Oreo thing, being a black person with a white personality. You know, people say you act white, shit like that. She was the same way. And she was like, dating is so much harder when you have standards. You know, when you have the standard of trying to find somebody that you click with, we have the, like, standards of just lifestyle compatibility. You know, are they healthy? Do they have a healthy lifestyle? Religion? You know, maybe you don't want to date somebody who already has kids. How much income do they have? And all types of shit, you know? So when you start applying your standards to it, it makes it even harder. You know, I'm just, like I said, I have no hope. My hope is gone. Like, I have to just magically end up in a situation like that for it to happen to me. But like, I seen too much. I seen too much to put any effort into it. It would have to just kind of fall into my lap. But I can't. Glasses make your eyes shrink. That's why that nigga Duke Dennis got them tiny ass eyes. Cause he always wear them fucking glasses. I see shit. All right. But yeah, my hope in relationships is just depleted. It's depleted, man. But, you know, we had a good time. We had a good time checking out Blackcels' channel. I go check out some more of his videos in my own free time. I like it. You know, he needs to polish up his production values a bit. It's funny me saying that with my damn MS Paint slideshow tier videos, but shit, my shit be looking kind of clean though, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like, you can't lie, man. Like, our shit be looking kind of clean, dog. Hold up, man. Like, I got some music in the background. Got stuff like that. Went on a phone date with this chick I thought was cool, but I wasn't head over heels for her. She said it wasn't a phone date. What the hell's a phone date? Well, y'all FaceTime over the phone? She said it wasn't gonna work. Yeah, I mean, it'd be like that. You try to connect and click. Dude, I can't do it, bro. I can't. I just feel like the chances of finding somebody that you're compatible with, and it's just too much, bro. It's too much. I think my mindset has always been to put my faith in things that I can control. Put my faith in things that I can you know, have some power and leverage over. And dating just ain't one of them. That's why I observe. I like to watch, just see what's happening and shit like that. You might have liked her. She was blurty and liked anime and fighting games. Well, I might have liked her, but would she have liked me? Hook me up. No, I'm kidding. Right? I mean, it ain't hard to find a girl that I like. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. At least physically. When you start digging a little deeper, that's when it can become a problem. Well, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. We have fun. It's about time for me to get some sleep. Damn. So, next podcast, I don't know. It'll probably be, we got Valentine's Day coming up in like over 2 weeks. Oh, we're definitely gonna have a Valentine's Day. Oh boy, the Forever Alone gang will return. Oh man, I gotta have something special for Valentine's Day. Can't be a normal podcast. I gotta do it big, but I'll figure something out. But yeah, the next podcast will probably be around then, probably mid-February or something like that. Between here and then, now and then, you know, putting out some more videos, shit like that, video game streams. We're gonna have fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you on the next. So, Johnny.